Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. You already know what it is. We back with another one of them things. We got to discuss something involving my man, JJ Redick. JJ Redick, new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. We got to pay the utmost homage. It's crazy, that all of this stuff is percolating, that, LeBron finally got his guy. It was a whole lot of hoopla, speculation, a lot of he say, she say, but God damn it, we are here. JJ Redick will be running the purple and gold. Let's see what kind of coach he will be. I have many question marks. These question marks, I hope, will get answered today. Like I said, the Lakers had to do something, and sometimes you got to think outside the box. I repeat, JJ Redick is the new head coach. We're going to get into the terms of the deal and all this other old good stuff. It's real wild, that we got to this point. But we all knew that the end-all, be-all game was for JJ Redick to be the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, they tried to throw some curveballs in it, like basically it was nothing. It was this, but listen, this thing right now with JJ is truly something. Is remarkable in my humble opinion. It could flame out. I'm telling you now, this JJ Redick situation could very well could lead to a disaster for the Lakers. Now, I understand it's going to be a honeymoon period. Let's see if the Lakers are going to continue this podcast. Pardon me, well, not the Lakers. Well, goddamn, you got to say the Lakers now because JJ is a part of it. But we all knew JJ was going to be the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. It was just a matter of when, the timing and all that other old good stuff. But I am excited right now for the Lakers because I think now they have something that they didn't have before, and that's hope. JJ Redick does provide hope for the Los Angeles Lakers fan base. He signed a 4-year deal to be the head coach. It came, and it's kind of wild that all this came out on the heels of the Monty Williams saga. We all knew Monty Williams when he left Detroit. That basically opened up Detroit, in my humble opinion, to basically what we see now, where it's just a hotbed. This is a place where people want to come. Pause. JJ Redick potentially was going to be headed down there, and the goddamn it, the Lakers just couldn't have that. And clearly that's what I seen. I think he really put the heat on the Lakers to accelerate this move, in my humble opinion. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts, because we gotta call it how we see it. It's kind of wild how right after Monty Williams loses his job, now all of a sudden the Lakers push this thing through. What changed? These are the things that we got to ask ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to all my people out there in LA, Los Angeles, the whole California area. Laker fans, they worldwide, so you got people all over the 50 states and abroad, jumping for joy right now. But I want to get into this deal. We got breaking news in the NBA, ladies and gentlemen. JJ Redick has agreed to a 4-year contract, with the Los Angeles Lakers, making him the franchise's next head coach. Redick, we all know, what he did in the NBA. We got to remember, we got to stop acting like Redick wasn't no phenom up there in Duke. I remember when JJ was coming out of college. I think he was on one of the NCAA games or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all do your homework on that. One of the few college basketball games. But that's, like I said, Redick was that guy. We all know Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, and these guys, they was all involved in this to make this thing happen. LeBron James wanted JJ Redick, and goddamn it, if that's what LeBron James wants, he was gonna get it. The whole podcast was an interview. They basically what they seen was he's gonna fit with LeBron James. Now it's all about um how can they bring this podcast to life now. Everybody seemed like they was in awe. It seemed like LeBron and JJ Redick, they was trying to send a statement out to all of the fans. Not even the part of me, not the fans. I think they was trying to send a statement to all of the people that have podcasts, to let them know that they are not like you guys. You understand? We are literally giving you the pure, unadulterated, you know, content here, in terms of the basketball, and they were taking it to another level with the X's and O's and things like that. And that's stuff that their counterparts wasn't doing. You see Paul George's podcast, you see Carmelo's podcast, you see all of these guys, who have these podcasts. None of them was doing it like LeBron James, ladies and gentlemen, and JJ Redick. LeBron James and JJ Redick, these guys completely took it to another level. We just got to call it how we see it right then and there, man. So I'm very excited for them to try to bring the shit that they was doing to life. That's what it's all about now. How can they take this podcast and now turn it into real life? We all know what him and LeBron seems like they got it all figured out. What the hell? My question is, what is he going to do for the guys like Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and these fools? That's the real question. That's the real key, ladies and gentlemen. What is he going to do with these gentlemen? I want to see if he could elevate the Austin Reeves of the world. Listen, it wasn't nothing but a year ago. Reeves, what he got, a shoe deal? They was calling him AR-15, all this old craziness, and then out of nowhere, he's yesterday's news. It's gonna take JJ Redick to elevate all of these guys. Now, like I said, he's the first domino. You had a lot of coaches. This is why I'm trying to tell you that podcast was super powerful. You had Sam Cassell, you had James Borrego. Now you got Monty Williams. God damn it, the Lakers wasn't even considering Monty Williams. Like, you listening to what I'm saying? They was not even considering hiring Monty Williams. That's how in love they was with JJ Redick, that they wasn't even going to give Monty Williams a goddamn conversation. They didn't even pick up the goddamn phone for Monty Williams. Having Monty Williams, I mean, this has been a change of affairs for him. I mean, this guy was one of the hottest coaches. He was in the finals, and now he getting fired on his day off, and he can't even get a phone call from the Lakers. I'm hearing that JJ is going to be looking to fill out his staff, with some experience, because that's something that JJ is going to have to do. He's going to have to show that he can, obviously he's going to have pitfalls, but who is going to be his? I want to know. Are they going to bring in? I mean, right now, I don't want to say Borrego going to come in as an assistant, but I think they got to get a top-notch lead assistant in there, in my humble opinion. I don't think they need to get some lame duck fool, a no name. They have to get somebody legit, in my humble opinion, inside this situation here. That's what I truly believe needs to take place, with the Los Angeles Lakers. Listen, it don't get no better than this. The Lakers have their man. LeBron James will be coached by Mr. JJ Redick. Anthony Davis. You look at these young coaches coming in, Redick. You look at Joe Mazzulla. You look at some of these guys, Willie Green, out there in New Orleans. I'm seeing a trend with these guys, able to get the most out of them. No more of hiring the Van Gundys and the Dan Tonys of the world, but let's see if this thing works. There will be pressure on JJ Redick, and Laker fans, I don't want to talk for Laker fans because we got one of the biggest Laker fans in the building, but the honeymoon ain't gonna last for so long in LA. He's rolling into a win now situation. Because if the Lakers flame out next year, ain't nobody gonna be happy. Ain't nobody saying, "Oh, Redick, you could just bullshit this year. We'll chill." That's not what's going on. But listen, we're gonna get into it, man. Listen, I got all access decks. Listen, we got breaking news in the NBA right now. We got JJ Redick. He signed a 4-year deal. It is official, god damn it. He will be coaching his man LeBron James. What the hell is your thoughts, man? This is serious news right now.
Yes, sir. First of all, shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine. Flight, thank you once again for inviting me into your space and integrating me onto your platform. Um, to answer your question, Flight, I'm not glee about this hire, and I'm a little perturbed based on the optics. And it seemed like Lakers is looking for more style than substance. I think there was more qualified coaches out there besides JJ Redick, which is probably a good mind for the 94 feet rectangle parquet floor. That I don't have no qualms with. But coaching the Lakers, a championship pedigree team that is still trying to find their way back to the finals outside of the crowdless bubble chip they won down in Orlando. So they're looking for legitimacy. And when you look at the Lakers and the backstory of the 2024-2025 free agency and cap salary availability, the Lakers are well within the confines of their apron. But at the same time, they're still projected to be under what 140 million under the cap and below 172 million under the luxury tax. So that right there on paper, the range may seem very valuable. But at the same time, could JJ Redick, outside of LeBron, make or institute some kind of emergency response for the Los Angeles Lakers remnants besides LeBron and Anthony Davis, of course. And this is the pickle that the Lakers are in, having LeBron on the squad, which is a extremely tremendous cash cow for the Lakers. And the Lakers are not ran like most teams in the NBA. Even though they're a very lucrative team, like they're ran like a mom and pop shop because basically that's what they are. And their Jeannie Buss and Jimmy Buss' dad just happened to do it so well, especially with the help of Jerry West, who is an extremely high IQ mind. May he rest in basketball peace. And Phil Jackson, who can carouse the egos of superstars. And I don't know if JJ Redick, without having any kind of coaching acumen or background to any degree, will be able to coalesce the strange talent that the Lakers have on their remaining roster going into 2024, 2025, despite like the Lakers having an exuberant amount of money to be able to reorchestrate and rearrange the roster from 2 to 15.
No, I want to ask you a question because obviously you're just coming off the heels of losing, your previous head coach Darvin Ham. It seemed like it was a little bit of a disconnection there with the guys. You bringing in JJ, who I want to believe he's like one of the peers, of the players. He just was just removed, and I believe JJ he retired kind of early. He could have kept playing for a few more years. So you don't think that maybe he could galvanize the troops Because like I said, I think it could end up in flames, but I'm trying to look at the green pasture. You don't think that he could galvanize the guys better than what we've seen from pardon me, not like I said, than we've seen from Darvin Ham? What do you think about that?
Well, in opposed to the Charlotte Hornets, who have the most cap space in the NBA, they're number one, and the Lakers are kind of in the mid section of that. So they're in the belly area of that. Whatever Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss decides to do to integrate new talent and be able to keep whatever talent that they find desirable, can JJ Redick galvanize that? Well, that remains to be seen. Right now, the jury is still out on JJ Redick, and that is based on his history. Just Flight, he basically is a well, how can I say this? I mean, it's almost give me eerie, cringeworthy, Luke Walton type atmosphere. How when Kobe said, I don't know to call him Luke or Coach. You know what I'm saying? And because there was so much missing in there. And I think JJ Redick is coming in on that slate to see if he can break that ugly history of Luke Walton coming to the Lakers based on flair. So these hippies that's running the Lakers, they need to get their head out their ass. Like,
you talking about Rob Pelinka and Jeannie?
Well, I'm specifically talking about Jeannie and the Rambuses, not so much Rob Pelinka. Because Rob Pelinka is a foot soldier. He's the help.
The guy. He's just the one who gonna take all the hits.
Yeah, but now I think Rob Pelinka has found the sea of capriciousness, and now he's got his fall guy. If it doesn't work, because LeBron can never be a fall guy. You know what I mean?
That's sad, Dex. That's real sad that you said
that. That's sad. I agree. But despite the inundation of media on the Lakers, and some have agendas against LeBron because there's still Jordan guys in the league. There's still, not Jordan guys in the league, Jordan guys in the media, and there's still Kobe guys in the media. And so LeBron's going to get the brunt of their jokes if he don't get the job done. But if he gets the job done, those critics will be silent. So now JJ Redick comes into the mix, and even more LeBron having a scapegoat, even more Rob Pelinka having a scapegoat, even more Jeannie Buss is going to have an scapegoat, because they're going to feel that they felt that the chemistry between LeBron and JJ Redick with their podcast, breaking down X's and O's, the X's and O's can't say no. Those X's and O's cannot rebel. Those X's and O's doesn't have contract situation or rumination coming towards them that makes them behave better, or the contract becomes a deterrent to bad behavior. Those X's and O's are inanimate and insentient. So X's and O's don't mean shit in basketball. You got to relate to the physicality and the tangibility of human beings, male or female, or however they gender class themselves. Because nowadays you got, all these alphabets in between male and female, and just figure it out, right? So
yeah.
With this fight, it's going to be a challenge for JJ Redick, because they're going to think he's henpecked. That's what my mother used to use, that term, henpecked. And from LeBron, you know what I'm saying? He's pussy whipped from LeBron. So he's going to basically do whatever LeBron say do. And if LeBron breaks the cipher, then JJ Redick is going to ride with that. But what the Lakers fail to realize is that Clutch Sports representatives, head honcho, said, don't focus on LeBron, focus on AD in the offseason. And I think,
And that's words probably from LeBron. But go ahead.
yeah, and I think that they didn't heed what Rich Paul had insinuated. And I hope my Lakers don't fall apart under severe scrutiny and inspection with JJ Redick as the general leading the troops towards their 18th NBA title.
Do you think it would have been beneficial if JJ would have been an assistant before? Just
Of
rolling in.
course,
Especially, this
yes,
is a big job. I think
yes,
that Detroit would have been better for him. But go ahead.
yes. I feel that way also. I think that Monty Williams should have came over to the Lakers. He's a more tried stone under scrutiny, pressure, and fire.
He ain't never
I
did
believe
ball.
I believe. See, I don't think. See, this is what I'm saying. Lakers are trying to get Lily White. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep the hierarchy Lily White, and I don't know. I mean, it just some underlines of racism to me. Even though they had black coaches in the past, so those black coaches in the past dad regime, and I think one or two came under Jimmy regime, trying to emulate the dad's fairness and equity and hiring minorities and giving them a fair shot as well. As we know that Los Angeles, New York, these are two major cities that are melting pots of variant cultures and backgrounds of human beings. But I think the Ramesses have a heavy sway on that seesaw that is teetering with the Lakers, that up and down thing. And hopefully this don't backfire and the Lakers will be once again ashamed and abashed by the overwhelming media and those who have secret agendas against LeBron and La La Land.
You know what's so crazy? Everybody make it seem like JJ gonna roll in and it's just gonna be some Eric Spoelstra shit. What if things start off rocky, Dex? Like what if JJ don't know what the hell is going on? I mean, what if
Well,
this thing just blow up in everybody's face?
listen,
I mean, seriously, I
I'm
mean,
telling you right now, if Vegas had odds on JJ's success, I'm betting against it. I really think he's stepping in over his head, coaching one of the greatest players that ever dribbled the peel, and coaching a first ballot Hall of Famer and Anthony Davis.
and
So
in LA.
his yeah, in LA, well, JJ got the LA look for as a white guy. He got the LA look, the slickness, can dress nice, handsome, smooth, face is still intact. He don't have all these Botox and all that type of stuff. And he accepts his whiteness. He don't try to act black and do all the things that trying to fit in into a culture or a heritage that is not of his ilk. So JJ is good on that end as far as persona. He will not be persona non grata unless he just screws this up and go 0 for 9 in the beginning. Then people is going to call for his head. But as far as his cool, calm, and collected demeanor, it's well within the framework of a Lakers head coach. But what I'm saying is that JJ doesn't have a steep resume to come into a job like this. At least Monty Williams coached Chris Paul, Devin Booker, um, what's his name, Bradley Beal, um, and Kevin Durant. So he know how to mix it up with the celebrities that's on the team and the better players that's on the team. And Monty Williams took him to a Western Conference championship game. So this right here with JJ Redick not even coaching little league basketball, as far as I know. He might have coached his son, but that's as far as it go. And trying to match with LeBron on the X's and O's, I just don't see that resonating with some of the players that's up for all that Laker money that's available. And there's going to be some griping, and it might even be some fisticuffs in that Laker locker room because the Lakers just have so much money that they could afford to get some supreme talent or invest in the talent that they have right now to create a camaraderie and a winning type of culture within the organization under the dictates of a JJ Redick.
I want to get into Anthony Davis, because everybody's so caught up in how this affects LeBron
One,
and this.
one second, Flight. 1 second. 1 second. Just go ahead. I'll be right back.
All right. I'm hearing news involving Anthony Davis because, like I said, everybody's so caught up in what LeBron likes and this, that, and the third. I'm hearing that AD has played a major role in this hire. There's breaking news out right now in LA that the Lakers prioritize Anthony Davis's decision and opinion, with this hiring. Like I said, the Lakers have hired ESPN former analyst JJ Redick as their new head coach. This is being reported by everybody, all your favorite sources. Redick, I'm hearing play by play. He met with Lakers ownership, including Rob Pelinka. And I'm hearing that he, like I said, they are prioritized what Anthony Davis wanted. And I'm hearing that Anthony Davis wanted JJ Redick as the new head coach. So for all this just LeBron stuff, AD played a part in it as well. And I thought that AD might have pushed for Monty Williams, but like I said, maybe they just wanted a guy to come in here and be able to gel with everybody accordingly, but for whatever reason, I don't know what's going on. But definitely big shout outs to JJ Redick and company, man. I like I said, I think they just really getting started, in LA. It's gonna be a polarizing dynamic at all times. You're gonna have people that believe this is gonna be a knock it out the park success, and then there's got people that's gonna be a failure. I just believe that LeBron James in general is a soap opera, so what are they going to do to be able to overcome this soap opera? I think they need to get some talent in there. They need a true number one option. If they flamed out on all of the sweepstakes, you don't know what's going on with Atlanta. Look out for Atlanta. It's some trades. DeJounte Murray will fit good in Los Angeles. Bottom line is they got to bring in some talent. JJ Redick to me is not the end all be all move, because if he's just coaching the same team Darvin Ham had, what the hell you expect? So these are all intriguing, tricky dynamics that's basically in play right now. But like I said, it's just the beginning of it. Let me know what y'all think JJ Redick could do in his first season. Anthony Davis has prioritized JJ Redick, ladies and gentlemen. So this is letting you know that this is not just a LeBron James hire. Can he get the most out of Anthony Davis? That's going to be a very big question. Can a first-year head coach get guys and get them going? Like I said, I'm just trying to compare. I'm looking right now. I'm just trying to think of the good stuff that could happen. I'm not really trying to focus in on the negatives, even though they're very real. The things that could take place. But the Lakers could be successful with JJ Redick. It could be a Joe Mazzulla situation. I think that's the upside. But they are out west, and you start to think about look at his counterparts who he's gonna be going up against. The Minnesota's coach is solid. You see what's going on all over the Western Conference. You got Jay Kidd out there. And I'm talking about teams that the Lakers should kind of be hanging around. I think the Lakers should be a top 5 seed. All of these things, cool. Getting a new coach, JJ is going to draw a lot of publicity. He's going to be a hell of a person to listen to. I mean, just could you imagine the press conference with JJ Redick? That's what I'm saying. I hope that he's coming in to coach for real. Because this thing could turn into another soap opera. You know, I'm looking at Trey Young just posted something, so that's why I'm trying to. And it's so crazy. I just said something about Trey Young, and I'm seeing Trey Young with two eyeballs. He posted something going on with Trey Young. So y'all better be on the lookout. Trey Young. He posted something on Twitter after the news of JJ Redick. He has a time capsule in place. He's letting it be known that it's just a matter of time. And I just said that the Lakers ain't gonna do shit with just JJ Redick. And before I got this notification on Trey Young posting his thoughts on this news with JJ, I just said you got two guys out in Atlanta who could be moved, and I think the Lakers need to get all over it. Now, I think Trey Young is perfect. Could you the pick and rolls with AD, LeBron, and Trey Young could facilitate the basketball. That's the point guard that the Lakers need. Now it's all about if they can get the job done. The Atlanta Hawks got the number one pick. It's time to go in another direction. What's your thoughts on this situation right now, Dex, with Trey Young?
One more second. I'm sorry, man. Hold on 1 second. I was right there with you. I got something good.
You good? But back to what I was saying about my man Trey Young. Trey Young is just like I said. He could be headed to Los Angeles, and Trey Young is the perfect guy that you want in LA, being coached by JJ Redick. JJ got to get some snipers in here. If nothing else, people should want to. That's another thing we got to start thinking about. People might want to get down there to be coached by JJ Redick out there. They might want to be on the next episode of the goddamn podcast. I want to know, is the podcast gonna keep running? Now what's gonna be the next episode? They can't be losing and having episodes and episodes of a podcast. That's just disrespectful and disgusting. So I just hope that doesn't happen. I hope it don't go down like that, but there will be pressure on the Los Angeles Lakers with JJ Redick. Like I said, he may get a week of good grace, but eventually this is La La Land. God damn it, something got to give. But like I said, Trey Young has given his thoughts. I repeat, he's posted on X of a time capsule. So it's just a matter of time. So Dex, what's your thoughts on this situation? I do believe that Trey Young is going to be traded, and I think the Lakers are going to put a bid in. What's up? What's up with the player personnel? Because that's what y'all really need. JJ ain't the end all be all.
Well, Flight, your intuition could be spot on to something because the Lakers could afford Trey Young. Uh, they do have.
I don't
I
mean to
believe
cut you off, Dex.
everyone.
I don't mean to cut you off. And Atlanta, they got to do right by Trey. Trey Young did good out there with him when they was doing some things. They never could really get the pieces where it needed to be, but he got them to the conference finals one year. They were always a dangerous team in the postseason when Trey Young was there. They need to send Trey Young to a place where he could compete for a championship. And I think that they're going to do him a solid and get him out there to LA. But go ahead, Dex. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So as far as I know of, the Lakers don't have any dead cap, and so they have some space to operate with Trey Young. I think it's like $72 million or something like that they have to operate with because that's what they are below the salary cap, and they're nowhere near the luxury cap. So their apron is intact. I believe first and second apron. So there will be no penalties garnered toward the Lakers if they will decide to pursue Trey Young. He is a clutch sport client, and Trey Young spends his summers in LA, as we have seen before. Trey Young and Lonzo Ball working out on the dunes in Malibu. So there's a possibility that he probably would want to get over into that prime real estate in in Malibu and be amongst the rest of those elite stars and celebrities of the NBA, where he is primed with a Southern California zip code and area code. Now, how would JJ Redick use a Trey Young? Remember, JJ Redick is a shooter, and he was running around frantically off picks, pin downs, and things of that nature to get his shot open and available. And he shot at a pretty good percentage when he was used. We have seen JJ Redick as a Pelican, where he have hit numerous game winners or even tied games to give the Pelicans an opportunity to pull it out, whether they did or they didn't. Trey Young is from that cloth where he would love to run around and have a team that if he missed a shot, he won't feel bad about it because he'd be in the company of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So he could be very comfortable in his skin running around shooting shots similar to a Steph Curry. So, I mean, the pieces can fall in place. The Lakers can marry the dream if that is what LeBron and Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick is pursuing. But outside of that, I would prefer a defensive minded guard alongside of a pure point guard, more so than a scoring point guard. Even though we know the league has been paradigmed in that fashion, where the bulk of your scoring is coming from the immediate attack from the point guard.
So you don't want the Lakers to get Trey?
I don't think Trey is the answer.
What about DeJounte?
Trey. Well, DeJounte had to be the DeJounte Murray of the San Antonio Spurs, not the version of the Atlanta Hawks. Because with the San Antonio Spurs, he had an edge to himself. That got him into the All-Star game. And it seemed like, I don't know if it's because of injury, but DeJounte Murray seemed to have slipped in the rankings of guard play in the NBA.
I'm with you. I just think that, like I said, he checks a lot of boxes. I think he can play the point. He can defend players. You know, he's versatile and he fits with AD. But I think Trey Young is a guy who I think could press the envelope. You know, a little bit, in my humble opinion, in LA. I watch the Laker games, and I feel like it's times where either LeBron James doesn't want to, or he just don't have it no more to completely take this game over. You know, I think a guy like Trey Young could come in here, put up 30, take pressure, really alleviate the heat from LeBron. You got players in LA, you hoping and wishing they could alleviate the heat and they could carry you sit LeBron James and you got Trey Young out there. He can maneuver this offense. He could keep the thing going. The points won't drastically fall off. You know, I don't know what it's gonna take. I don't know how many first rounders y'all got, first round picks, but I know it's gonna be crazy.
I think the Pelicans threw us a bone.
Yeah, I think yeah. So y'all have that.
I really don't know. I have to have DJ Gemini break that down because he's more intrinsic.
You are right about that. And that's the Pelicans. They elected to let this drive go because it's a weak drive, but they still get y'all next drive. If I'm not mistaken.
Well, I'm quite sure the Lakers probably won't draft it, probably package it with something. Because, listen, the Lakers should just have a yard sale, right? You got Ruri, you got D'Lo, you got Vanderbilt. No, not Reeves. Reeves stay. You got Vanderbilt, and you got, what's that other cat? Reddish. So you got a lot of gumbo without too much spice. And those names still are attractive if the Lakers can package it right with the draft and things of that nature, and maybe get a disgruntled star in LA who really wants to be in LA, i.e., Trey Young. So I just feel that the Lakers, it's not as doom and gloom as it appears. It's just an atmosphere of disappointment based on the first round exit of the Lakers when the season prior they made a run, got everybody excited, a lot of hyperbolic talk and content surrounded the Lakers, and a lot of people felt, pundits, purists, and podcasters felt that the Lakers would have been in a better situation. So they had an opportunity to throw a game and play OKC in the first round, but that doesn't guarantee anything. I think Darvin Ham had lost the team. His voice wasn't as thunderous, and his feet wasn't pounding the pavement in El Segundo or in downtown Los Angeles. So if you cannot resonate with the people out there that's exerting energy, then maybe they won't exert more energy than they're willing to do. You got to have someone to give them that extra to believe in more than themselves, because we know basketball players are some of the most selfish players in sports outside of wide receivers. So if you don't have anybody to get them to understand there is a bigger goal, a bigger mission besides individuality, then you're not going too far. Talent can only take you so far based on you got the best 400 players basically in the world assembled in one conglomerate association called the National Basketball Association. So Adam Silver, he inherited a good product, and the Lakers just have to get back to their winning ways like New York had did this season. And once the Lakers in New York become good teams, Boston already showed that they're on the top of the hill, and everybody else is trying to scratch at their Achilles just to get some of that luster that the youngsters up in Boston have shown us in this NBA Finals.
I'm with you there, man. I want to talk about, like I said, continue the Laker talk and think about out west. I'm looking at my man Dre. He said the Lakers ain't making no noise in the West. You got to start like I said. JJ Redick don't change the fact of Anthony Edwards just emerged. What the hell is going on with OKC with Olympics? We talk about the Lakers getting Trey Young and DeJounte, and what Oklahoma City might fool around and get somebody, So, and then like I said, Ja Morant is coming back. I'm going to talk about some of the team. The Lakers are a perennial playing team now for whatever reason. I already told you on the record, this is just my personal opinion. In order for the Lakers to get back to, I think, glory, the conference finals, the NBA finals, they have to have a better record in the regular season. They cannot continue to sit up here and play in the play-in year in and year out. And they didn't haul off all this. It was a lot of young pieces that got on the move when they traded Anthony Davis. Now I doubt they thought it was going to go down like this. Yeah, they got the bubble chip, but a perennial playing squad. Come on, the Lakers got to be a top 5. They are a top 5 talent team. So it's time for them to act like it. I hope JJ emphasizes the regular season. LeBron is not that's young and could just flip the switch, even though he thinks he can. He can't do it like he used to do it. So I think they need to prioritize, give LeBron James almost a head start, and they need to get better seeding in the playoffs. That's what I believe. What you think about that, Dax?
Yeah, the Lakers are way off as far as the odd makers of even scratching an NBA Finals appearance. So the odd makers got the Lakers at a plus 4,000, and I don't know if JJ Redick hiring will move the pendulum any closer to what it is. It might even go drop from JJ Redick hire. And they got Boston once again as the favorite, as a plus 300, and they got Denver Nuggets second, and they got the Minnesota Timberwolves third. So those are the top 3 teams that the Vegas odd makers have for the NBA representation of the NBA Finals. And just think about this flight. Two of the top three is in the Western Conference. So
Uh,
that's how far the Lakers have fallen from
oh
grace.
man, I got breaking
And
news. God damn it, we got breaking news in the NBA right now. God damn it, we got a trade. Breaking news, and we was just talking about Oklahoma City. Dex, yo, Alex Caruso is headed to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are sending Josh Giddy to the Chicago Bulls. Lonzo Ball has a new teammate, and his name is Josh Giddy. What does this mean, Dex? Lonzo's supposed to
well,
be running the ones and twos out there in Chicago. What the fuck is going on? We live, Dex.
I
What's
could tell
happening?
you this right
I'm
here.
gonna have to add this in. Goddamn, this crazy.
Well, I
What's
could
going
tell you
on
this.
now? Well,
I could
I'm
tell you this
alarmed right
right.
away. As soon as I got all I'm thinking is Lonzo. Is this insurance?
Well, I could tell you right here. The emergence of
Something
Kobe
going
White.
on.
Can you
That
hear
is
me?
that's real. It's breaking news in the NBA. Goddamn, you just got a flight
Can
and
you hear
Dex
me?
bomb. Fuck Woj. Go ahead,
Can you
Dex.
hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. What I'm saying is
All right,
that
go
the
ahead. Keep
emergence of
going. I'm listening. Keep going.
Kobe White shifts a lot of the expectations of the Chicago Bulls. And Marvin spoke about Josh Giddy was hanging on by a string because of his play and some of the off-court antics that was undesirable for an NBA player, especially under Adam Silver. So Josh Giddy coming over to the Lakers as the physical will make it binding, and Alex Caruso going over to
He ain't coming
the
to the
Oklahoma
Lakers.
City the Oklahoma City Thunder. It frees up Shea even more because now Shea don't have to worry about his back. He got somebody that's coming in that is a NBA All Team defensive player that would be in the backcourt with him, and he's not looking to score. He's not looking to up his numbers on the stat sheet. He's looking to slow down the best player on the other side in the guard arena. So that is a big up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Cardiac Kids is making a move, and even the odd makers have Oklahoma City Thunder tied with the Milwaukee Bucks as being champions of the NBA. So odd makers have Oklahoma City Thunder in the top six of all the teams corralled and will be vying for
Uh-oh.
the NBA championship.
Dex, the Bulls just rolled and we got unstoppable. Yo, listen, it's breaking news in the NBA. We just getting started, god damn it. We have a trade, the first trade of the offseason, and is involving Lonzo Ball and the Chicago Bulls. I'm very alarmed. I don't like it. But I guarantee you, listen, call me whatever listen, we lie. Call me what the fuck you want. If Lonzo Ball is healthy, he gonna walk this motherfucker Josh Giddy down. I don't give a fuck what he did in Oklahoma City, goddamn it. Do your homework on what Lonzo brings to the table. Do your homework on what Lonzo Ball brings to the table. It says Flight Woj is reporting it to replace. No, it's crazy what's going on. Unstoppable, man. What's your thoughts on this news? It just came out.
Now,
And my phone died. Tell me how my phone died, and it's taking the longest forever to restart. But go ahead. This shit crazy. Or
from
in the
what
middle of a fucking trade. Go ahead.
so from what I seen, they just traded Alex Caruso for just Josh Giddy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm shocked they did that. And the only reason why I am is because just that situation, what happened with him, and it's normally you don't see Chicago doing stuff like that when the player either had some stuff attached to them or whatnot, but it makes me wonder about what's gonna happen. I guess it's the fight for insurance. I'm guessing maybe for him to hold it down to see what happens with Zoe. But or maybe they gonna flip him. I don't know, but I don't know if they say if they get fleeced or not because Alex man, he a good culture piece and a hell of a defender. I don't know, man. I mean, Josh Giddy, he's straight, but he can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? So, but he gonna facilitate. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, I think this is the beginning of the end. I think this is the beginning of the end for the Chicago Bulls. Listen, we got Unstoppable in the building. Chicago just rolled. And shout out to the Windy City, goddamn it. You already know it's Flight Sports. We worldwide. We got motherfuckers all over the 50 states, stretching from Cali to New York. Shout out to Chicago, down south and abroad. Listen, man, I got Unstoppable in the house. I'm alarmed, man. I'm thinking my main concern is Lonzo. You know,
But what you
I
mean?
don't give it. That's what I'm thinking about. Goddamn, what the hell is going on, Lonzo? I mean, when they was gonna get it, they just now deciding to get a guard,
I would say
a decent guard at that. The rest of these guys was fools.
Nah,
I mean,
like
they
they've been trying to replace Lonzo. I mean, listen, they got Dragic, they got what's that other dude, Javante Carter, and all that bullshit that they was trying to get up there, and people was touting that. Oh, we ready now. Oh, okay, we ready, and that bullshit failed under inspection. It couldn't hold up. So the Bulls is going to wait for Lonzo, and they're probably going to ask him once he is cleared to talk to him. Do you want to be a Chicago Bull? Do you want to remain a Chicago Bull? If not, then we'll help you seek other pastures.
Who coming off the bench?
Hey, I say you wrong about that, man. They ain't been trying to get rid of him. And if you feel like, I got two answers for that. If you feel like they're trying to get rid of him, like, come on, like Carter, he ain't no damn good replacement for Zoe.
Well, I'm just saying, when you go to the Bulls channel, when they was making those trades for Javante Carter and who was that other guy they brought in that failed miserably? What's the other guy that came in with Carter?
You talking about Craig? Craig is a power forward.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but I'm just saying though. You know, they brought all that bullshit in. That's why they still was able to keep your boy, the best basketball player in the world right now. From Florida State. What's the kid from Florida State?
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That damn Craig nigga, he couldn't do nothing with the basketball. He was playing basketball with oil on his hands.
But look, Dex, you gotta realize this, man. If you feel like they trying to get rid of Zoe, I mean, you could be right, but at the same time, I think
he is right.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I think it's a small percentage of him being wrong. The reason why I say that, because they really if they wanted to get rid of Lonzo Ball, they can waive and stretch him. They wanted to get rid of him.
Nah, Bulls got too much money out in these streets. They ain't finna do that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna see they're gonna see if Lonzo is worth his weight in gold. And if they don't see that, they're gonna go to Clutch and say, maybe you need to find Lonzo a new resting place because we're gonna move on from him.
Well,
what has he done in the last 2.5 years, right? So the Bull fans not gonna be mad if they let Lonzo go. See, Red not gonna be mad. You know, you're gonna have some rumbling.
Y'all bet Bulls fans right now is jumping for joy, Dex.
No.
I'm telling you. Motherfuckers, we about to let their ass have it. I'm about to fuck up the party, man. I'm very disgusted. I'm disgusted.
You can't. I would say I feel like you're wrong about that. Cause for one, everybody.
I won't be listening, but you tell me what the fuck they saying, cause I won't be listening.
All right, don't matter. For your audience, they listen because for one, Zoe been hurt for how long?
2.5 years.
Okay, 2.5 years. 2.5 years. People, the fans been want him to come back and play, but he can't because he's hurt. For two, I wouldn't get mad if they trade him, and this is my reason why. I would hope, because I don't know what they're thinking. I would hope this means that they getting ready to gut this whole team and rebuild like they should.
No, DeMar DeRozan's not going anywhere.
You got to let me finish. For one, they don't have the money to keep all of them. They can't because they're gonna go into the tax. And if you know about Chicago, if you know about Chicago, you know ownership not trying to do that, man. They, especially doesn't make sense to pay the tax, and you probably gonna be maybe a first round exit, or maybe get eliminated from the play-in. It don't make sense. So if they want him to stick around, be like, look, for the coach to try to build something, then yeah, okay. But I just think they just need to tear this whole thing down and just rebuild right now. Why you can get your pick back that you acquired, that you sent to the Spurs for DeMar DeRozan. This shit ain't working, man. It's not gonna work. Booch is trash. DeRozan did his thing. He need to go ahead and go so these players can develop. Zach LaVine don't want to be here because of what's going on with Billy Donovan. And even if they do tear it down, I'm hoping that Billy gonna walk because he don't want to be a part of a rebuild. Because what's the point of rebuilding if you got Billy Donovan as there? It don't make sense. So no, ain't nobody jumping for joy that they trade. If anything, we thinking that okay, the rebuild is getting ready to start. If anything, that's what the fans happy about. They need to because they're not gonna be able to compete against Pistons when they get good. They're not gonna be able to compete against the Pacers when they get good. They ain't gonna be able to get compete a bit against the damn Knicks. They need to go and rebuild now so when these teams hit their peak, they right there with them.
I don't know where you think Booch is going. Where do you think he's going? What is his value? His value is the floor.
I try to send his ass to Dallas for anything if I could.
Yeah, Dallas.
He gonna gas up the assets. Listen, we got the legendary Tribe Sports Media, the legendary Chief Bartran. He been doing this shit for a long time. God damn it, do your homework, Bartran. We got breaking news in the NBA, man. We gonna get to JJ. What's going on? Something going on with the ball. Something going on.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes. What the hell is going on, man?
I came by the roast decks.
I'm getting upset.
I came by the roast decks over JJ Redick. That's what I came to do. That's what I came to do, right? Because because we've been having conversations about JJ for a while, even when there was rumors about him going to Charlotte. So the poetry of him ended up in LA. I know it just warms your heart, Dex. I know it does. And hoop jargon, baby. How you feeling, baby?
We knew this was gonna happen, man. I didn't think JJ was gonna go get signed by the Lakers.
He's LeBron's hand,
because he's the only person that's gonna play Bronny when they draft Bronny.
He's Bron's hand right now, bro. I will see how that goes. You said I had a piece of content already for that I didn't post. I got to drop that one now, man. I had a piece of content about the trouble in LA, man. I was going to drop, and I've been so busy. But now this is the Bulls. Now I've been watching the Bulls since '85. Well, no, '87. So I've been through all the foolishness. I've been through the rise and fall of Michael, the Marcus Pfizer years, all that madness. You know what I'm saying? Rolls up and down. I've been having a conversation with Flight. Flight, hope you don't mind, I had a phone conversation with Flight, right? About Lonzo Ball's podcast because I was concerned. I was concerned about the pod, and I think I may have mentioned it on my live stream. I was concerned about the pod because I wanted Lonzo to be on the other side of his training and back in before he started running his mouth. Because when you run your mouth, even in jest, these are the Reinsdorfs we're talking about. Jerry and Michael Reinsdorf in Chicago. You know them, Dex. You know how they move. You see what I'm saying? So Lonzo said something on his pod about his recovery. He started talking about it. And I'm saying, no, Lonzo, don't say nothing about that. Don't start talking about it because you may be doing it for fan service or to, let people know I'm good. Y'all stop worrying. But when you're dealing with a certain cut of owner, like Reinsdorf, they will take something like that and run with it, especially depending on what they're saying internally about it, right? So I heard that. I said, okay. Casey Johnson, which is the mouthpiece for Casey Johnson up in Chicago, is the beat right up there, one of the mouthpieces up there, right? Casey, I saw a clip. I have receipts. I saw a clip where Casey Johnson went in, basically took what Lonzo said and said, as much as we love him from a humanitarian point of view, right? We want him to come.
Chief, I'm sorry. We got breaking news.
What else?
More on the Oklahoma City trade involving Alex Caruso, Josh Giddy. Oklahoma City reportedly wants to extend Alex Caruso, signing him to a 4-year, $80 million extension. So they put that bag on the table. Maybe Chicago didn't want to pay nothing. You understand? I think that has something to do with it. Chicago got a little tricky with that money, probably.
Oh,
So this
man,
this could be the beginning of the end. But Chief, go ahead, continue. I don't want to cut you off.
Bro, no, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's
rebuild, baby. Time to rebuild.
One thing I do agree with Unstoppable, man. I want the Bulls to jump on to this youth movement before we get shut out. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, clinging to DeRozan, clinging to older stars is gonna put us in a situation where Orlando has passed us. The Charlotte Hornets have passed us. You see what I'm saying? Indiana has passed us. They just re-signed Siakam with the quickness. So they loading up around Halley right now. Your Knicks is going to pass us once Randall get back. I know if they can keep OG in the fold, although OG wants some money now. OG want that money now.
I don't like we're gonna get into OG.
Hey, everybody want their money. Everybody want their bag. Everybody want their bag. They feeling good, you know. K-Dot just turned it out. Dex, was you in LA when that happened last night?
Hey, that was fantastic, wasn't it?
Oh, hey. The culture, baby, is popping. The culture's popping. Everybody feeling good. I want my money. So OG is there's word that OG wants some money. Want to try to test the market a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Julius is hopefully coming back. Jalen Brunson is firmly planted in New York. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn's looking to make some moves, but and now the damn out of all, Caruso is just perfect. Just like Dex said, Caruso doesn't require the ball. Shy, that is completely Shy's team. Shout out to Dre in the chat. You know, me and Dre had a back and forth on this about this time last year. It is Shay's team. He has the ball in his hands completely now. Josh Giddy, supposedly the Australian LaMelo Ball, now goes over to Chicago. And now, Flight, it makes it where even depending on how Lonzo performs, I hate to say it. I have to be the one to say it. I got to be the one to say it, Flight. If Lonzo doesn't perform, I'm not talking even, this has made it where, because you know what Josh Giddy brings to the table. Josh ain't no scorer. But if you got Kobe White on the other side of him, he don't have to be. Kobe White can do all that shooting and everything. Josh Giddy just got to make sure he set up everybody. If he can run that offense, and then you got Lonzo there also on a player deal, the last year of a deal, because you know Lonzo gonna look for his money too if he can play. So I think Flight that
they're more than likely they not going. Lonzo probably gone after this season.
I think they may move Lonzo before the season. Like
they're gonna lose him for nothing because I'm pretty sure he's in free agency.
The player option. Lonzo got his player option.
Yeah. Right? This is the last year.
That's his last year. So
it's a contract year.
It is a contract year for T.
Do good. I mean, do you think they need to keep him? No, they need to rebuild.
No. That's what I'm saying. Don't stop it. I'm not disagreeing, baby.
I think
the Bulls should have started last year. I think it was a mistake to resign Vooch.
Yeah,
I think that was a mistake.
Yeah,
I think that was a mistake. I think they should have moved on from Vooch immediately and start rebuilding and start getting into the youth movement so we can keep pace with what's going on before we're sitting around here hoping that Cooper Flag falls into our lap. Man, that's not what I want for Chicago, you know? But when you have two players of similar height and skill set, that's creating competition. And because it's Caruso that they traded, Flight, Caruso was beloved in Chicago, bro.
Listen, I'm in the Giddy don't have the IQ with Lonzo Ball. Listen, Giddy don't not listen. I understand we feeling good with the trade. We ain't talking IQ with Giddy versus Lonzo, are we?
No, if Lonzo can't play, his IQ.
That's different. But what I want to tell you is he's gonna be playing from all accounts. But I'm there with you. It seemed like they finally putting some assurance. Like, goddamn it, you better be ready.
There is pressure.
You know, it's something going on.
That's not that new. Every time the Chicago go out, since Lonzo been out, they've been putting point guards in their roster.
This is a different level of guard. This Josh Giddy. One
damn Josh Giddy done. Josh Giddy did shit. That's why he gone.
Josh ain't did shit.
Listen,
And he ain't nowhere near
this summer,
what Lonzo is in terms of basketball IQ. But I don't even think they're looking for
you
him.
know what the difference is?
Huh.
You know, it is. You know what the difference is now? Now they got a real point guard to run the offense. They ain't had no real point
They
guard.
don't want
That's
the
true.
IQ,
That's
the
true.
IQ, the IQ. That's right. That's what I'm saying.
But too, if they trying to keep Billy needs a point guard that's gonna run his offense. Kobe ain't a real point guard. Idol Sumo not a real point guard. Devontae Carter not a real point guard. So it, my bad, bro. I forgot your name that quick. Was saying, shoes. This is it, insurance. So Lonzo, don't rush back. Take your time. We're gonna slowly bring you in while we got somebody that can run the damn offense. I'm not saying Josh Giddy. Nobody's saying Josh Giddy is a better replacement than Zoe because shoot, Zoe can shoot that three. Josh Giddy can't.
No,
Zoe's
None of the guards that Chicago pursued in Lonzo's absence has been on the tier of Lonzo. We understand that, and Josh Giddy is amongst that
That's right.
corner Ucopa.
That's
He's
it.
So
probably
we're
the
not
best
worried
one that
about.
they
Yeah,
got.
We're not worried about.
It's not. Oh, Deck, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh, Sky!
Oh,
Wait a minute, Sky's in the building.
Sky
Oh my God, the boogeyman has showed up. The boogeyman has showed up. It's official.
You
The
know, he
boogeyman has showed up.
Lonzo is.
I think
Lonzo's
he'll be
IQ
good
is on a
though.
different level.
just
Like,
listen. There's no point. Listen, the woman of
there's
the
no
people
point
Magic
guard
said.
of the basketball IQ of Lonzo.
Thank
That's
you.
not the issue. That's not the issue of his IQ. The issue is
You did
when
hear
they
what
really
Magic
test
said.
when they test him, bro. When they forget all what he's doing with Demo in the private gym. No, when they get him into that room where they have to make an assessment of where he is and what role he play, considering the chaos that Chicago is in, considering that AK is on the hot seat because the fan base is getting upset. We are, because, with respect to other buildings, we have banners in our buildings. You see what I'm saying? So we have an expectation.
But Keith, all due respect, you can never be mad at AK acting. You can't be mad at Corner Clovis. You can't be mad at Eversley because they put a team together when healthy was the best team in the NBA.
Oh, yeah.
So you can't be mad at that. Injury has befell them, Purple, and that's why they crash and crumble under scrutiny, pressure, and inspection.
I gotta get Purple in here in a second because Purple is real high. I don't know how.
Lonzo was the key to that whole thing.
I want to ask Purple. I want to get Purple in the conversation.
They need to take it down and rebuild right now.
Well, Purple's high on Josh Giddy. I don't know if she still is.
That's years ago, baby.
Oh, you're not? I thought that was your guy. My bad.
Purple, what's up?
Blake, hold on 1 second. Hold on. I don't want to be all clogged up. But Thunder, I get what Chief is saying with the improvement of Kobe White. Giddy won't have to shoot the ball. Okay, where did it get him in OKC? Because Kobe White didn't improve to the level of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and he was one of the top scorers in all of the NBA, right? I think he was right behind Luka for a scoring champ. So just because Kobe White improved, I don't think it'll be relevant to Josh Giddy game because he was already with a high prolific scoring guard with Shea. And now his relevance has waned to the point where the cardiac kids don't want him no more.
Right.
I mean, OKC don't need Shea out. Don't need
They don't need Giddy no more.
Ever since he caught that case, listen. Ever since he caught that case, they was ready to throw his ass out. Let's go. Let's keep it real.
That's true,
but he never did anything, right? He was just hype.
Josh is a point guard that need the ball, that need to set everybody up. I mean, and Shea do the same thing. He's a scoring guard, though. Well, that's the difference. But why would we need to keep him for, like you said, for one, they caught that case. For two, it's like, yeah,
He didn't catch a case.
They're not bringing him there to score. They're bringing him there to be. It is. I know. Hey, Flight. They're bringing him there to do to try to make up for what happened when Lonzo failed. It is what it is.
Hey, can Lonzo listen? I want to say this because there was times where I remember when Lonzo went to New Orleans and they had Drew Holiday there. I remember this was one big. Oh, what the hell's going Drew there? What Drew? Listen, can they play together? Drew and Lonzo showed that I liked when they played together, but Drew went to the 2, gracefully and let Lonzo do the thing. I liked it. Can Lonzo play with Josh Giddy? I mean, that's crazy to say. Lonzo could play with anybody. But what do you think? Does that make sense? How does that look on the floor? Talk to me.
He can.
Lonzo can't go to the 2 at times. He be in the corner.
Lonzo can go to the 2, but Lonzo, I mean, he can. He definitely got the shooting.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on 1 second.
No, not stay at the 2.
But listen, you guys are missing the presence of Kobe White emergence. You can't just. He's not going to get Kobe White minutes. Josh Giddey's not going to get Kobe White minutes. And if Lonzo comes back, the pecking order, he's not going to get those minutes. Josh Giddey's going to get a few minutes that is remaining. And that's assuming Io DeSumo is not there anymore.
That is why I think
so they'll come off the bench when he come back next season. So they can slowly bring him back.
That's why I think that this move is to set up Lonzo to go somewhere else, because I don't think
this is not his departure.
I think it's the setup for his departure.
This don't make sense. I think you see the writing on it. We don't bring it enough. Another pass first guard. Go ahead, Chief. My bad.
Like let us, like I know you.
I'm getting upset.
Lonzo Ball, in all fairness, brought a whole new dynamic in the way of shading the egos of DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, as well as incorporated Vooch in every measure possible. Vooch is just fumbling the ball, and he started out pretty bad, right? But Vooch was getting his touches, right? He got a little better with Kobe White was inserted in the lineup. Vooch got a little better, but Lonzo was able to shave off any egotistic that would hurt the team moving forward. That is something Josh Giddey he ain't nowhere near that.
It's all true, Dex.
They not Jake Martin. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
It's all true. But when Rose started having issues with his knees, former MVP, the beloved of my city, they traded him, bro.
Yep.
They traded him.
But that was later on down the line. They ain't trade him right away.
They moved him.
And
let's not act like they have Lonzo and trade talks either. I heard a report.
Oh, you heard a report? No,
well, I heard. Well, I looked into some things that they threw Lonzo Ball name in something last year. Lonzo name was thrown in something. I don't know how
they wanted to cut Lonzo, which was idiotic, and it wasn't even credible. It was just associated to some people's emotions. They wanted to cut him because they felt that he was dead space by taking up that salary cap and not being able to utilize his physicality on the court. So they felt that just cut him, get the money available, and bring somebody in that could at least have a presence on the court.
Listen, you mark my words. Listen, I want to say something. I guarantee. Listen, I guarantee this is gonna come to pass. Mark my words. This trade for Josh Giddey is gonna light a fire under Lonzo. And I'm telling you, when we see Lonzo step on that motherfucking floor, you understand? Y'all gonna be like, "What? Damn!" I mean, bro, he was going 2 years.
Lonzo's unbothered. Lonzo's unbothered. He's very precocious, and that doesn't move him one way or the other. What hurt him is when he got booted from the Los Angeles Lakers, who drafted him at number 2. Now that's where the hurt was at. After he got over that, it's whatever.
That was after Boston won that championship, Dex. That was the talk now. After Boston won, Jason Tatum, you know how that went. The shade was tossed over at the Lakers. When they won. But what I'm saying is that when you, Josh, it will definitely light a fire up under Lonzo. In terms of point guard, in terms of there will be a competition for the point guard. Kobe White is a short shooting guard. He's not a point guard. and we'll see what happens. And I think that from the sense of a business, they have to do something just in case, or in preparation to move Lonzo. Even if they let him play this year, this may be just a preparation to let him play this year out, and then Lonzo can go and test the market as long as he can show he can play at a level where he can provide a type of role for a team that can still use his basketball IQ, even if maybe he can't move the way he used to, which we still have to see in live games. That's what I want to see, and then once we see where he's at, then we can say, okay, oh shit, y'all, I'm sorry, like they
No, listen, there's anything goes. We live now. You can curse now. We curse.
So
I say this too. It'll be
about what Chief said.
No, go ahead.
Nah, I just think the Bulls need to break it apart. I don't know what land they living in, but they need to get it together.
Thank
no
you.
faith, huh? Not even if it must.
No, they need to blow it up. We not supposed to do it right now.
They do. With the stuff that's going on with Zach, and then you know how bad it'll look if they gonna choose to overpay agent DeMar DeRozan. It's like, what are we doing? Like, again, this is what they say, that the 2025 draft is the deepest it's ever been. They need to focus on. That's what I ain't saying I agree with. I'm just saying that's what they say.
I don't hear about this.
They're just trying to sell it.
They need to
they're
focus.
telling the truth. Trust me. I didn't see a lot of those Bulls, man.
Getting that 2025 pick from the Spurs, and this I want to say, and try to get Ace Bailey, bro. They need to blow this whole damn team up, man. Because as I said before,
Oh, you know Ace Bailey.
Yes.
We're gonna get him on the show. Yo, my niece went to high school. He going to Rutgers.
He's nice, what I think, But
I seen him graduate. I seen him. Grad.
Yeah, that's the guy I would say they need to get, but they don't need to bring this back, man. They don't. No, man. That's because, like I said, they ain't gonna be able to compete with the Pistons. They ain't gonna be able to compete with the Pacers, with the Hornets, with Orlando Magic, with the Knicks. They need to go now, say it there, baby, to catch up with them. It's not gonna work. If like they said, I wouldn't be mad. It ain't AK. It's ownership. Like, if you heard what they said, that they got offered at the time, it wasn't a top pick, but they got offered some picks for Alex, and they chose not to trade him. It's like, what the hell are we doing here, man? Like, the fans want you to rebuild, but like, rebuild, tear this shit down, because it's embarrassing that they can't. Even though, like I said, Zoe is a hell of a player. Like, you can't even make the playoffs without Zoe. Like, what the hell are you doing?
They can't make the playoff without them.
You said
no,
what?
That was a drop off. No, you know what happened with the Bulls, though, for real? Go ahead, Dax.
No, I was saying that I think Unstoppable need to look into behind the scenes, right? Do they have a TV contract coming up? Are they trying to negotiate any kind of sponsorship that's real big in the metropolitan Chicago area? And that will give you an idea of probably where they're trying to float this ship.
I mean, they do. They got their own network now, but still, the team makes money when they ask. The team makes money.
Hold on. You said they got their own network?
Yeah, it's like they got their own network. They just
What,
close the ball.
WGCI?
When do that kick in?
I think it kicks in next year.
Oh, wow. So they got to put a decent product up there, because I remember the Lakers was going through the same thing, and that's why they had to overpay for Kobe to stay on the roster, because they didn't have anything that could glue the eyes to the Lakers while they was playing and trying to negotiate this mega contract deal with Spectrum Sports, right? So if that's the case with Chicago, then I don't see really nobody going nowhere, man.
Unstoppable.
Oh, they will.
Well,
I have a question.
That's that. One is the team makes money.
Shout out to the bed.
We still gonna support people saying, yeah, supporting this thing since we've been trash since forever, and you still making money. When we said, yo, tear
No,
this
we're
shit
not
down
talking
now
about
and rebuild, because
when these TV, but unstoppable. When these TV deals go into effect, they already count the locals in as a viewing audience. They're looking to expand beyond the perimeters of the metropolitan area of Chicago into other markets, or even globally to bring in, to bring in more money. They already know they got the locals, right? LA know they got the locals. New York know they got the locals. Houston know they got the locals. That's not an issue. It's getting beyond the locals, and you got to have a product that people
even
will want to glue their eyes.
even beyond the locals, they still making bread worldwide. They not counting out Chicago. I'm pretty sure somebody someplace else, whatever they get, is saying the same thing that the locals are saying. Is like, yo, why we continue to play this same damn game? Why we Teddy doing a retool when we should have rebuilt a long ass time ago? Do it now. We still gonna support you. Do it now. We don't want to look later down the road when we get ass whooped by all these teams I just named early, because they done shows you, okay, go through the draft. Some of the teams that made the playoffs, they built that team through the draft. So it's like, what are we doing? And and plus I don't see them, like, I think it will make them look very bad that they chose to pay DeMar DeRozan all that money instead of paying them young cats and developing them. It's gonna make them look real bad. It's gonna blow up in their.
Come on, Unstoppable. I'm shocked that you're saying this. DeMar have an appeal.
No, he don't.
Outside of yes, it does.
No, he don't.
Are you kidding me? DeMar has an appeal outside of Chicago.
No.
Yes, he do.
Yes, he do. People still watch.
No, nobody is.
Okay, go ahead, Purple. Go ahead, Purple. Do your thing, Purple. Do your thing.
Unfortunately, nobody is turning on Bulls games outside of the Chicago area, or tuning into Bulls games when Bulls have national televised games.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. To watch DeMar DeRozan or Zach LaVine. No, nobody. So they need.
Yeah, Lonzo, that shit was my TV, man. For real.
Seriously.
When he said DeRozan.
You telling me? Do you got Purple? Are you telling me there's no DeMar DeRozan jersey in Kansas City?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna let her finish before I step in. Go ahead.
I tell you what.
Marvin, he. I could.
You said that with some intensity, Marvin.
Let me fade to the back.
Purple, put your helmet on.
I'm gonna let her finish. Let her finish.
No, what was you gonna say, Marvin?
Oh, go ahead and finish. I didn't think you were through.
No, it's just DeMar. Like, no, I'm with Unstoppable. They gotta get a younger talent. Like DeMar, they're role players at this point. Like really solid, good role players. They're not like nobody's tuning in to watch them, unfortunately. And Zach, I don't know how many healthy seasons he done had since he been on the Bulls. I feel like he didn't have like at least probably 2 or 3. I'm not gonna be disrespectful, but I have known he's
Purple. I can't let you go. Marvin's been nice. How in the hell are you gonna call DeMar DeRozan a role player on the Chicago Bulls?
He is.
Just a couple of years ago, he was one of the front runners for MVP, and he's been an all-star since he's been on the team.
Oh, you overrate.
He's been how? I mean, the fans vote him. The fans vote him. What do you mean? Come on, Purple. Come on, Purple. I can't let you do that.
Okay, Dex.
She's got a right to her opinion, Dex. How about that?
Okay. If you think
Okay.
DeMar DeRozan is that popular, he ain't even in the probably not even in the top 25.
Have to play in, though. I mean.
Okay. All right. Can I step in a second? First of all, salute to everybody. What's going on, guys?
What's going on,
First of
Marv?
all, I want to address Purple. Purple. What team in the NBA do you think will not take DeMar DeRozan?
I didn't say no NBA team wouldn't take him. I'm just saying.
But you're saying he's a role player. If he's a role player, teams would turn him down.
No, that's not true. Alex Caruso is a role player.
Okay, wait. And with you saying that, you know the Bulls just got rid of Caruso, a 30-year-old player, for a 21-year-old player, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that should show you the direction that they're going in. Also, with Zach LaVine being on the roster and them trying to sign Patrick Williams and to keep Lonzo Ball. Zach can't be there. Yeah. Now I don't know if you heard this, and I'm pretty sure Unstoppable.
How they trying to keep Lonzo Ball with this move?
No, you're just going to bring Giddy off the bench. The Bulls never had a pure point guard coming off the bench.
Okay. Bro, you know what? I don't trust that motherfucker Billy Donovan. Goddamn, I don't trust that motherfucker.
This has nothing to do with Lonzo Ball.
A long time ago. Goddamn it! How the hell was he allowed to stay this long? That he got an extension or under the fucking table? Nobody knew what happened.
No, he didn't make the trade. He did not make the trade. The front office did. So you have to understand he's got to deal with what the cards.
I'm telling me he's gonna prioritize Josh Giddy. I think he's gonna be a Josh Giddy guy.
No, what this does.
Go ahead.
No, what this does is further develop Kobe White. It frees him up because he can come in. He don't have to be the primary ball handler anymore. Now that's just the beginning. Now here's another thing. I'm pretty sure I was just going to get to this. Pretty sure Unstoppable might have heard this. I mean, fact news coming out of Chicago. Facts, guys, not just talk. The Bulls are shopping Zach heavy. 15 different teams so far. Main team involved is Sacramento, guys. Now,
is this true?
Yes. Listen, hold on. Yes, it's very true. But let me finish. 2018, you remember somebody offered Zach an offer sheet? You know who that was? Sacramento. Bulls matched it. That's right. You remember the Bulls matched it, right? Well, they're back on the table again, and they're thinking. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen about Herter and Harrison Barnes for him. Now, and a pick. Now, and a pick. Hold up. Listen. Now, that's why I want to go back to purple. That's where Josh Giddy comes in. When you have these type of players, a couple of players coming off the bench, you're going to need a true point guard. Now, and back to you, Flight. No, this doesn't bother Lonzo at all. He's the number one point guard. He's going to always be there as long as he's on this team. But Giddy,
Lonzo came to play with Zach too. I just want to throw that
out. But the Bulls can't. The Bulls are not going to be able to fit Zach under the salary cap, and we're not going in the luxury tax. So that's a done deal. But you remember last night? I don't know if you heard me, Flight, but I'm pretty sure Dex did. I mentioned Giddy last night. I'm not high on Giddy, but I think his upside is there. I think it's a chance for him to do something. If you look at Giddy and then you look at the Bulls bench and them coming with players off the bench, including if Kobe comes off the bench, this will help Kobe tremendously. I'm not saying this gets the Bulls over the top, and I think I heard Unstoppable somebody say something about Vooch. Guys, Vooch is not going nowhere. Don't worry about that. I'm not saying he's great, but the Bulls are going to keep him. So I'm just here to say this. I love the conversation, but I'm deep into it as well as Unstoppable because I'm from there, and I stay in tune with what they're talking about. Now, this trade. Now, I do want to say this. A lot of people were nervous when they got Giddy, thinking about, but what about Ball? This has nothing to do about Lonzo Ball, guys. If he's healthy, he's the starting point guard. Now, it is a risk take. It is a security blanket in case he doesn't stay healthy.
If Lonzo healthy, he's gonna outwork him in training camp and practice. So I ain't never concerned about that. But keep going.
No, he's not there to take his job, guys. Now I do want to emphasize this again. You gave up Caruso, great defender, kind of good shooter. 30 years old, and you get a 21-year-old up and coming point guard. You gotta pull the trigger.
Absolutely.
I'll tell you what. I want to add something about all these guards they got. The reason why I'm so alarmed about this guard with Josh Giddy is because, they was getting Beverly. They was getting this one and that one. But this, like I said, 21 years old. This man was playing with Chet. He was on a winning team, and he coming from a winning environment. This guy he could be there for the next 10. You understand? Like Beverly, these people that was going in there, they was there. There was a Band-Aid. This
but wait.
Operation they just pulled. But go ahead.
Were they missing Giddy's performance more than they're going to gain in Caruso's defense? Listen, I think
that's the question right there. That's the question that Shakespeare would ask.
I like Caruso.
Well, I would go with the defense with Caruso myself because you're very close as far as offensively already doing it. Now you bring in a defensive stopper to be able to handle the other team's best player. That frees up Shea Gildress. I think the team is way better. I think
what I want to say about Oklahoma City real quick. I'm sorry, just because we haven't been talking about them enough. They got torched by Kyrie and Luka. you know.
Yes.
So they had to do something, you know. And
Oh.
Caruso, he might not be able to stop him, but he slow one of them down. And they got that other dude who played defense. I
Yes,
forgot
man,
his
I'm telling
name.
you.
Lou
What's
Dort.
that dark
Also,
skin dude? Dort?
Lou Dort.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dort.
So
Yes,
yeah,
Dort.
go ahead.
Okay,
So
but
they got two guys now, two
yes,
wolves.
and also on the Bulls' radar, out of the 15 teams, some of the major teams that were involved in, you know, seriously doing some deals with the Bulls, one of them were the Sixers. Now listen to this one. This is for Zach now, guys. This is further down the line dealing with the Bulls, trying to get the team into a different, I guess, you know, I heard Unstoppable saying tear it down. They're not doing it, Unstoppable. I'm telling you that now. They thinking Buddy Hield for Zach. They thinking Buddy Hield for Zach. I'm just telling you what they thinking. And now I don't know if I don't really like Buddy Hield, but you don't want to just give Zach away. You don't want to give him away. And the longer you keep him, the less value he's gonna bring. You have to go ahead and pull this trigger on this deal next. Look up for the Bulls to get ready for Zach to go somewhere real soon. I'm not saying exactly, but I'm throwing these out, including the Jazz, John Collins. The Bulls like that deal. Now, money has to match. Money has to match. Now, and the whole key to this thing, I believe what the Bulls' direction is, and I don't like it, is they dependent on Patrick Williams blossoming. Now, I know you all finna cuss me out, but the Bulls will not give up on Patrick Williams for nothing. They just won't. So that's their mindset, guys. Vooch is staying. DeMar is going to be signing Purple Baby. I don't care what you say because they're doing it in Chicago, but that's going to happen. And hey, we'll see what goes on. I do believe. I did not want to give Caruso away. I did not want to just give Caruso away. And if you're going to give him away, why not get a up and coming young point guard? Same thing as Picks.
What did you say they're gonna do with DeMar DeRozan?
They're gonna keep DeMar.
Oh, they making a big mistake. They do that.
They're gonna keep him. I'm just letting you know. They're gonna keep him.
Making a big mistake. They keep him, bro.
I think he's gonna agree to a lower. I think he's gonna agree to a lower salary to help the team a little bit as well as Vooch. And I think if you look at it, hold on now. And then one thing that I think we all missing out of this deal with Giddy, it's not Lonzo Ball who's on the hot seat. It's the Sumo.
Lonzo's
He's
on
the
the hot
one.
seat.
Man,
Yep.
Oh no, Lonzo on the hot seat.
I don't think you can say the Sumo's on the hot seat. I mean, he's
on
going
the hot seat.
you know what I'm saying? It's a 1 year sign.
Okay,
It was not really
I didn't mean the hot seat. I didn't mean the hot seat. I mean they would be considering doing other things with the Sumo because now that they have Giddy. That's all I'm saying. Not hot seat. I apologize.
If they believed in Lonzo, they wouldn't have got Giddy. They would have went for somebody else.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel like they got? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was listening to you guys.
no, I was going to.
No, I was.
If they believed in Lonzo, then Giddy would still be in OKC right now.
Yeah.
No, okay. Well, I got a question for you. Would you rather just not try to get something just in case he's not healthy, or would you just say, okay, let's try it? You got to try something, not necessarily. I don't believe that they've given up on Lonzo. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure they're not because they wouldn't have waited this long. They waited long enough. Most teams would have been and already said, okay, that's enough. They waited this long.
Well, they waited for Patrick Williams. Why not wait for Lonzo, right?
That's right. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Don't get me wrong. Giddy is decent, but Giddy is not. He's not Lonzo Ball, but he has a potential. He's only 21 years old, guys. And
when is the last time that Lonzo has played a full game of basketball for the Chicago Bulls?
No, it's been a long time.
2 years, I think.
So 2.5.
The Bulls looking at in the draft this
And
year.
we're talking about Jay Reinsdorf as the owner of this team paying Lonzo.
Get in that purple. I was trying to ask Marvin, how you feel like they gonna keep Vooch? The rumor is they trying to trade up to get Jonathan Klinger.
Well, I mean, yeah, that could be true, but those are rumors, including the most important thing is Zach and this trade that just happened. The Vooch deal, if it goes through, if things change with Vooch, it will happen later. It won't happen suddenly. Anything that's going to happen right now, the next step, I do believe, is going to be a Zach LaVine trade. Might be a blockbuster to the Lakers. Might be somewhere else. I don't know that exactly. But it's 15 teams that they have shopped him around with, and they I only put 3 on the board. Now, the John Collins deal, I don't know about that one because you have Patrick Williams. The deal that I like is Harrison Barnes and Herter. Now,
Wow.
the reason that might work is because Sacramento is in a win now situation. You add Zach along with the players that are on the Sacramento Kings, and that team becomes very good. So that
No,
one
it
there,
doesn't. You forgot
yes, it
that
does.
you forgot that they
All
got
right.
Keegan Murray.
You telling me Sacramento wouldn't benefit from having Zach LaVine along with Sabonis
No.
and Fox?
No.
That's
If
a
he
threesome to
got
deal with.
But
That's a hell of a threesome, Purple.
Yeah.
ain't no defense. Ain't no defense.
All right, I got a question to the whole panel. What you guys think about that? Would Sacramento benefit with Zach on their team with Sabonis and Fox?
I think they'd benefit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No. I think Zach LaVine would be a really good fit in Houston if he's leave Chicago. Don't go nowhere near Tech.
Yeah, they need
Well,
defense.
But see,
more than-
in Houston, they got to look at what the Bulls. The Bulls are going to want something back. You gotta give me a realistic something in return. Sacramento has the realistic return for Zach that money works for. I'm not saying that it's the best place for him. I'm saying it's the place where it's going to fit. I'm saying it's where the Bulls are going to feel well. Sacramento is going to feel well. Now, I'm not saying it's a definite deal, but I'm putting it on the table and letting everybody know out there that these are things that they're talking about. Now, as far as I heard Unstoppable talk about Vooch.
I just want Unstoppable to explain once again why is Patrick Williams still wearing a Chicago Bulls uniform?
Zach, stop.
Front office.
That's simple because that's AJ and Mark Elsley. That's their first top pick.
Yep. Good answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like
Do we get a return? But hold on, Unstoppable. Are we going to get a return in that? Come on now. If you keep losing in that return, you got to do something, right?
Oh, you're talking about return if they try to trade Patrick?
No. Is he going to produce coming up this year?
To get to that, the only way he produces is get rid of DeMar DeRozan ass. You got to let him go.
You got to move them out the way and let the youth. Let's see what you got with him.
But I mean, DeMar's an all-star. I mean, it's not like DeMar's a frog in the system.
Why
He's an all-star.
This is true.
This is true. All-star too.
However,
don't mean
not like us. Not like us.
But Miami, but the thing is this: if you're going to go with a veteran team, then there's always this balance, Dex, and you know this of youth development over winning now with vets, right? And most good teams are able to have a good balance between the two. You know what I'm saying? This year with the Bulls over the past few years has been front loaded with LaVine, DeRozan, and Vooch. Those are the main three. Lonzo, when he was playing, was setting them up, and credit to Lonzo, he was the one getting Patrick Williams involved. You know, Patrick Williams played better when Lonzo was in guard, right? So now that Lonzo's gone, and you got all stars, but their IQ, you know, it's like they're not meshing together. There's a lot of ego on that team, and when you get in a situation where you have DeMar, LaVine, and Vooch, and every year we are barely making the play-in. You know, now we're in basketball purgatory. We're too good to get a top pick to like jump up, right? We can't really go and get a real nice pick to help us jump back up in the mix, you know. And we're in a situation where we're always middling right now, and that's not good. That's not good for a team, especially if we just want to, you know, go to the playoffs and make a little money. That's one thing, but if we're talking about competing now with Boston,
no, that's not what they're talking about. No, well, let me say this. Let me say this before you guys continue. Is Josh Giddy your pick? He's 21.
Why do you keep mentioning his age?
Because he's a potential decent point guard that's very young. Now I'm gonna ask the guy one more time. Could Josh Giddy be your pick that you're looking for?
No.
It depends on what they want him to do.
Okay, who you gonna get better coming out of the draft than Josh Giddy?
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what they want him to do. If he's there to run the point, he can do that now. It would depend on
their whole concern. The Bulls' whole concern was their second team point guard. and that's what Josh Giddy is coming to the Bulls.
No, he's not. I don't believe that. Not
Yeah,
Lonzo.
that's
No.
you don't
I'm
believe
letting
that,
you
do
know.
you,
I
Chief?
don't believe that. I don't
There is
believe
no
that.
way. Not
I think
unless
there's something
Lonzo
going
Ball
on.
gets hurt again. Not unless he gets
believe
hurt
that.
again, that Josh Giddy is going to be the starting
I
point
don't
guard for the
believe that.
Bulls.
And I don't think it's
Marvin-
automatic for Lonzo. Lonzo's going to earn that spot, bro. I don't think it's just
He already has earned the spot. Injury
he
does
has
not
it.
take you
2.5
away.
years.
Injury
2.5
does
years.
not.
It's
Injury
over.
does not take your job.
2.5
Injury does not
years,
take
that's
your
over
job.
with. 2.5 years,
See,
that's a
Josh-
wrap. He just don't walk back in
Injuries,
after 2.5 years.
it does not matter.
He don't
If you hang
walk
on to
in
it, listen,
on
if you hang on to a player this long,
Not
then
on
you
the
have
injury.
confidence that he can still be your point guard. You're not going to hold him that long if you don't believe it.
Lonzo has went through an operation that has never been done before in NBA history. Coming back from that, that's a
We
different
understand
game.
that.
That's
We
a whole
understand that.
different ball game from him maybe hurting his ankle or.
So we're gonna see Lonzo in summer league.
All right.
What?
So what I'm going to ask you is this:
No, all
Do you
right,
feel the trend?
so
Do you?
I
Hold
got
on one second. Let me ask
when
him
you
this.
done,
Let me ask
Marvin.
him this then. Let me ask him this then. So do you figure if they would have just traded Lonzo Ball for Giddy, then you would have felt better? Is that what you're telling me?
What
I
I'm
would
saying,
never
it's
like
not
that.
about Lonzo. See, it's not about Lonzo. This is
You
about
just
the
said
business.
he's not going to be there, and that's why Giddy's there.
Let me finish. I said this is about the business, bro. Rhyme stores don't care about no Lonzo. Rhyme stores cares about the money in his pocket.
Well, it ain't like I don't know that. I know that.
So
I know that.
if that's indeed the case, and Rhyme Store has paid 2.5 years into Lonzo and he has not played with his mentality, if you think for a moment that he's not pissed looking at his bank account, because unlike the feel good stories that we like, on his level, it's about what kind of money am I losing right now by having him here and him not playing. Now, if Lonzo is playing, Giddy has no room. Lonzo has to come and cook, period.
All he has to do is be the same Lonzo he was before he got hurt. That's all he has to do.
We know? But Steve, hold
on. 1 second. Let's dissect that just a minute, Keith. When you say Lonzo have to cook, what do you mean?
Does he have to be better?
He has to come. No. I don't even think he has to be the same that he was when he got injured. All he has to do is show way that team where it will contribute to where it can contribute to the winning of the team. Because unfortunately, with Lonzo's departure, right? I've been noticing whenever the talk is about Lonzo, when Lonzo comes back, we're gonna be all right. When Lonzo, and I think they're setting up Lonzo if he isn't popping right away. It's been 2.5 years. Lonzo's not gonna have after 2.5 years. He's going to work his way back up to that level. He's just not going to run in and just do the same thing. He's going to have to work himself back up. It's been 2.5 years.
Okay, so you don't believe
Lonzo Ball is healthy. It ain't gonna take nothing but 2.5 minutes. I'm telling you.
That's right. And also, and you don't believe Giddy is a good security blanket? You don't see that?
It's gonna be a hell of a year.
You all say it's a security blanket. I say it's a complete replacement. I think that Giddy's there to move Lonzo out the way. That's what I believe. I believe he's there to move him out the way, and I believe that if Lonzo doesn't come back, I think there's pressure on the Bulls to make moves. I think there's pressure on them to win. I think because again, this is Chicago we're talking about. There's pressure on them to win. The fan base is tired of going to a playing game in the house of Michael Jordan. That is not acceptable in Chicago, bro. It's not.
So do Josh Giddy improve the Chicago Bulls in that area?
Let me tell you what they did. Let me tell you what the Bulls did. This is the mindset of Ryan Store. What happened when the Bulls traded Derrick Rose? Who did they go get?
Nigga Chief is cooking.
Who did they get, Dex?
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't into Bulls.
They got Dwayne Wade.
Oh, the shit.
But he was on his last leg.
It don't matter. He was from Chicago, and he had to
he's in Chicago.
They sold it. They sold him. They sold Dwayne Wade to the Bulls as a way to what? Lessen the pain of moving Derrick Rose. And I have a feeling they're gonna do the same with Giddy on Lonzo.
But
they're gonna slide.
This is all permanent on how Lonzo plays.
Yes,
that's all it is.
It predicates on this play. Yeah, that's true, Marvin. But hold on 1 second, Chief. No, we can stay right there. But listen, what Okay, you compare that to Dwayne Wade, who's already established
32-year-old.
future Hall of Famer, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And he's from Chicago.
And it's from Chicago. I'm
So
comparing
how is that
again.
comparable with the Josh Giddy and
Yeah.
Lonzo? Because neither
No.
one of them from Chicago, and neither one of them are first ballot Hall of Famers.
I'm comparing it by play style, Dex. I'm comparing it by aura and by how they can package it out. Rose is gone. Wade is there with Jimmy Butler. So I know y'all love Derrick Rose, but here's Wade as a somewhat alternative. So Josh Giddy, because he's tall and because supposedly he's supposed to be a dynamic point guard, supposedly. You see what I'm saying? I have not been impressed with Giddy at all. I think he was overhyped coming out of Australia, but that's another story. But to bring him in, it will be to sell to the Bulls fan base. Okay, Lonzo, however they're gonna narrate Lonzo, they'll say, well, Josh Giddy, to sell it, they'll say, well, Josh can be an approximation of Lonzo. I'm not saying that he's on Lonzo's level, but in terms of just the optics of a tall point guard, setting
So he's
up
a
everybody,
prospect.
yes. If they can get that over, then the fan base right now, because the fan base is looking for change right now, they may take it. Although initially I'm seeing on Twitter that Chicago's not happy at all.
Because just think about it, right? Hold on. Let me lay this premises. Just think about this. Josh Giddy was part of the youth movement of the NBA. Okay, he went into obscurity during the playoff run because he was really no help to the other youthful movements and Chet, Williams, and Shea.
Yes.
Now he's going to turn it around. You think a new scenery for Josh would turn it around, getting out of Oklahoma and getting into another atmosphere that his head can be clear now. There's no dark cloud hovering over him, following him from Oklahoma City to Chicago with his off-court antics. So you think this could be a new blossoming thing for Josh Giddy?
No, I think he's another Ben Simmons. I think he should return his ass to the down under.
That's hard.
He should go down. He should go down there and hop around those kangaroos in Australia. That's what he needs.
Okay, hold on, Dex. Let me rebut that. First of all, you talk about a third-year player whose last year I didn't hear you say this. He averaged 16. Wait, let me finish. Last year I didn't hear you say that about Giddy because he averaged 16 points. He shot almost 50% from the field, 35% from three. I didn't hear you talk like that about Giddy last year because you know why?
Had a good year, right?
Wait, let me finish. Now, the role he played this year with the addition of Chet, it diminished. So his production diminished. With the Bulls coming off the bench, it's going to come back up. He's going to be more of a focal point for the Bulls, and he will show more of his talent. Now, as far as him being a Ben Simmons, that's way wrong, simply because of how young he is. He's only in his third year. I keep saying that. He's 21 years old. I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me finish.
Well, he's complimenting Josh Giddy though, comparing to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a two-time All-Star.
I thought he meant here recently. Okay, I apologize. But what I'm saying is this: it's a place where each one of these players fit the best. I really believe that you get the best out of the players when you put them in the best position or on the best team playing that position. In Giddy's case, in Oklahoma City, he was a non-factor with all the rest of the stars, with the young guys that's there, and he wasn't even. I don't think he was the third option there. He wasn't. He was the fourth option because Dort is there. So his time there was limited anyway. When you bring him to the Bulls, who was lacking a point guard, I say this again, off the bench for the second team, it not only helps the Bulls there, but it helps Kobe White because it frees him up. Now, we did lose Caruso. That's key, truthfully, that. But the Bulls, and I'm going to tell you this, the Bulls are banking on Lonzo being there. Now, if he's not there, I understand your throwback on me, because if he's not there, but I say it's a security blanket in case he's not there, because now you move Giddy to the starting position and you just go on and you try to get a little something from Lonzo if he can't do anything. But to say they brought him there directly because they're getting rid of Lonzo is totally wrong. I'm telling you that now.
I'm not going to say that because
what you say?
I'm saying, look, if he couldn't establish a role in OKC because of Chet, because of SGA, right?
And the
in those
Williams.
plays.
And Williams.
And
Don't forget
Williams,
Williams.
that's right. And Williams, they squeeze him out there. Why would he, if his agent is calling him today and saying, look, we think about sending you to Chicago. What you think about that? Okay, what's my role going to be? Oh, yeah, we're going to send you so you can come off the bench behind the point guard that hasn't played in 2.5 years. How in the hell you think what you going to say to your agent when he call you with that? It's like, what?
Look like he already said yeah.
He said yeah because he said yeah, not because he didn't say yeah because he thought he's going to be behind Lonzo. He said yeah because in my
There's a
opinion,
chance.
he think he has a chance to overtake Lonzo for that.
That's understandable. Yes.
Competing for the starting point
He's
guard.
not going to just go there to be off the bench, man. He's going to go and push Lonzo. So Lonzo got to respond.
That's a good thing. That's nothing wrong with that. But I do want to throw these numbers back at you. Is 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists as a starting point guard good enough for you?
Read that stat again for me, Marvin.
16 points, 6 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists a game last year.
Let me ask you
That's
what
what
that is. That's Josh Giddy.
Giddy.
Somebody,
This year in the division
role. I think that ain't good.
Pull up Lonzo's numbers now. Pull it
Those
up.
are good.
Pull it up.
But what you trying to say about the numbers? Because Lonzo, we got.
We talking numbers. Let's go all the way, baby. Let's pull it up.
Okay,
we know Lonzo.
I don't have to bring up. I don't have to bring up
numbers.
Okay, I think I'm gonna play some music.
Comparison.
Hold on, guys. I don't have to bring up Lonzo. Lonzo's numbers speak for themselves. I don't have to bring them up.
Bring them up.
James, superstar James in the building.
I ain't seen him in a while.
If you say
Who said? So I guess
what the
because I had to take a call. I guess.
It has been. What's up, Dave?
All right, hold on 1 second. I want to give him these numbers for Lonzo. Lonzo's numbers is last year 13, 5, and 5.
But listen,
we all know the conversation about because like I said, I got a phone call. I didn't hear that somebody thinks this wasn't a good trade.
No, that's not what they were saying.
Listen,
I believe
guys.
they're pushing him out, bro. I don't
Lonzo
believe
Ball's game transcends all of these stat lines, the analytics, and all that. Listen, guys, listen to me, Chief.
I can't hear nobody.
I just let you sit up here and run around. I just sit up here and let you run around, and I'll let you
think Frank talking, but
I'm just going off. I'm going off of what the proof is in the pudding. Goddammit! Listen. Lonzo Ball was there and put the Bulls. Listen, his impact was immense. He was able to put all these guys in the role that they needed to.
Yes.
And mind you, why he did that, he sacrificed his game in the process.
Yes.
Who the hell took the most sacrifice other than Lonzo? Ever since his departure, the Chicago Bulls have been falling and still in that fall. They in that fall, Chief. And they still in the position. You understand? And when Lonzo is in the position, and this is why I want the homage to be paid. You understand? And now I understand you got these assholes in Chicago. You got the coach up there, Billy. They're gonna try everything in their power. Do you really think they want Lonzo Ball to be the savior of this shit?
I think they do.
I'm just telling you, when the Bulls become a top 5 seed in the goddamn Eastern Conference, I ain't saying back to 1. I'm telling you, it's gonna be up the back of Lonzo, and Lonzo better get his credit because when he wasn't, they wasn't shit. Now they about
Somebody gotta stop Boston. Shit, they gonna get 19.
That's what I was saying. Hold on, Flight. Hold on.
I want to say this in your defense, Flight.
Hold on, I'm talking to the Chief right now. I got you, man. Listen, Chief, man. Now
all right, but I gotta leave and come back. I can't hear Flight. I ain't
gonna shit on the numbers, and I want to go back to the numbers.
Okay.
Hold on.
His numbers were never what he was.
Before Lonzo got hurt, his numbers was going up and up and up. Before it was 13, it was like 10. People don't remember when Lonzo was sacrificing his game. Motherfuckers was out. This was in the midst of this protocol shit. You got people out for this. Every little second, somebody was out. Lonzo was elevating his game every single time somebody went out. So it finished at 13. But I want to tell you about a week or two before that, he was at like 10 points. And it was like 9 points. It just kept going up. So if Lonzo Ball would have never got hurt, I think he could have got to the 15 to 17. That's
Well,
where he
okay.
was going.
Oh, like that,
And
so.
Flight, let me say this in
Well,
your
you gotta
defense.
remember the Bulls didn't
Lonzo
run that
will
kind
give
of
you
offense like Josh Giddy was doing.
no, but Lonzo will give you what you need every night. I understand what you're saying, Flight, and I agree with you totally.
I remember.
If,
It's like
listen,
I'm a
if,
stuck in the
if Zach,
time capsule. I remember.
yes,
Go ahead.
and the difference is going to be when Zach is not on the team, when you see more of Lonzo in his real self, because he's going to shoot more. He's going to be trying to score more. His number's going to be way higher. Now,
Wow.
to the other guy on the panel who's telling me that Josh Giddy is there directly.
His name is Chief. His name is Chief.
Chief, I'm sorry.
Chief Bartran. Chief Bartran.
Chief, my name is Marvin. I apologize. I like to address you guys by the name. But I do want to say this. To say that Josh Giddy was brought there intentionally to unseat Lonzo Ball is total fabrication. Simply because, listen, let me finish. Simply because the Bulls would never, ever kept him this long if they wasn't looking for something in return. You just talked about the ownership wanting money in their pocket. That's why he's there, so they can get their return of what they paid him. They're not letting him walk and didn't get nothing in return. They're going to keep trying to see what they can get.
They couldn't move
The
Lonzo.
security blanket is to get a young point guard in case he can't perform. Real simple.
So what did Purple say about it?
Huh?
I just feel like
I'm sorry, Purple. Go ahead.
everybody in a way is saying the same thing, just in a different language.
Well, no, not the chief. I mean, the chief just said somebody Lazo got to give him. That shit was funny. He said, "No, wait a minute, I don't believe that."
Out. He said, "Go out." You need to focus on this podcast.
And I want to go back to one more thing that Flight was addressing. Flight was telling the exact truth when he said, you didn't see the best of Lonzo not 1 second of the Bulls because he was deferring to DeMar. He was deferring to Zach and to Vooch. When either or are not there, then he's going to bring his game up. We have said it multiple times.
20s and all that.
We have said it multiple times. If you tell Lonzo before the game, go out and give me 25, he will get you 25. Now the difference in them when the Bulls were fully stocked is that he didn't need to get 25. The Bulls were winning as an organization, as a team, and he was a part of that team, a very vital part of that team to be exact. And what he did elevated the team to make them be the number 1 seed until he got hurt. Also, when you look at Lonzo Ball's shooting percentage, if he can come back the same, I'm gonna double say that, you would never, ever figure that you're gonna replace him with a Josh Giddy. If he can come back even half of that, you're gonna be shooting at a 42% clip. You still agree with that? With his defense, with his ball handling, and his ball control of a team, he still can be a vital part of a winning organization. Now,
okay, Chicago Bulls fan, anybody can chime in. Why in the hell they traded Alex Caruso, who is a 2-time All-NBA defender?
He's a young point guard. They get a young point guard.
Because it reflects how they see Josh Giddy.
I believe they did it because they sharing up their bench with a young point guard, and Caruso is 30 years old. He's not going to be there forever, Dex. He's not going to be a defensive player like that forever. He's 30 years old.
You don't believe he came here to ride the bench? They didn't trade Caruso. I mean, they need somebody for the bench now that Caruso was coming off the bench.
Io can be off the bench.
Josh is coming off the bench if Lonzo that. I mean, that's plain and simple. You don't trade no bench player for a starter. That's not
I think Zoe gonna come off the bench first, though.
Yeah,
you're right, Ensemble. Because he got to
just get him acclimated back to the game. You're right about that, Ensemble. Yeah. That could be true.
That's fair.
Yeah, but that's precautionary measure. You're supposed to always do that.
That's a risk.
You know?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't think this is a fight. And here's another thing. Here's another thing I heard. I heard one of the guys say on the panel that the Twitter is blown up in Chicago. But the Bulls don't give a damn about the Twitter in Chicago. They don't give a damn about that because ain't none one of them playing on the floor. The whole key of this thing is trying to build an organization. Includes a lot of people hate Vooch. The ownership don't care about that. And I always go back to this point. I've been fighting you guys about Vooch for a long time. You tell me what center's going to come in and give you the production. Now, I ain't saying no defense.
Maxed out. Vooch maxed out.
Thank you.
Nowhere near what he was. Nowhere near.
See, this is.
I'd rather somebody come in that's younger than Vooch and give me what Vooch doing, man. Like,
Okay,
like on the defense.
tell me who it is, though. Tell me who it is,
We
though.
don't know who it is. We gotta.
Okay, hold up. All right, hold on, guys. Now, picture this, guys. You remember I just gave you guys scenarios about what the Bulls were thinking about. I just gave you guys some scenarios about what the Bulls were thinking about. All right, wait a minute. Hold on. How about if they pull the trade of Zach and get John Collins, and now Patrick Williams coming off the bench to run with Giddy? That might uplift this.
How they gonna get John Collins? Hold on. How they gonna acquire John Collins?
That will be the Zach trade.
That does nothing. That moves no needle for.
Zach is not going to Utah. You can forget that.
That's one of the teams that was interested, Dex. I'm just.
I know it's so important.
I'd rather them draft Khalil Ware, man. If anything, I'd rather have his ass.
I do not put a lot of stock in young players coming from college.
To do what?
Talking guys that
to play the center position. He's good defensive, got a good mid range, can shoot the three. I mean, what the hell, man? I mean, you gotta do.
What about Isaiah Hartenstein? He's available.
No, hold on. Listen, hold on. Now the Bulls were even throwing. They Orlando was in this picture too. I just didn't bring them up, and they were talking about Isaiah. I mean, that young center who's been hurt out there coming to the Bulls for Zach. But then it really doesn't make sense for Orlando because Zach doesn't fit their timeline. So that's more out of the picture.
Zach not a center.
No, the center that's been hurt for them. Isaac. Yeah, that
Jonathan
young been hurt for them. Jonathan Isaac. Yeah, he's been thrown up there too.
His luck is worse than Lonzo Ball for crying out loud.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mentioned that because Unstoppable was saying about a young center replacing Vooch is why I mentioned it.
But he's a wing.
You break it up.
Your mic is terrible.
I said Isaac is not a center.
It sounds like you're on Mars.
He said Jonathan.
I heard him. He said Isaac is not a center. Okay, well, you were playing at a power forward. Is that what you're saying, Unstoppable? Or is that his normal position?
Just build through the draft. Why are you trying to get somebody that was hurt already, bro?
You can't in Chicago right now. Not right now.
Wait a minute. Hold on. This is Chicago, Unstoppable. You know damn well they're not finna tear that team. They looking to win, period. The Bulls are an upper echelon. Chicago is upper echelon city.
The city in America.
The city belongs to Angel Reese right now. Don't belong to the Bulls, man. It don't.
Okay. I'm gonna throw that same question to Dex. Dex, will they completely shut down the Lakers and rebuild? Tell me the truth.
No, you can't compare.
No, that's why the problem
is Los Angeles. Period.
Hold on a minute. This is what the problem was. The Lakers have always had in their history of the franchise is they kept aging stars too long. Because it's La La Land, you have to. You basically trapped. If you get a star, whether you acquire him in free agency or he's homegrown through the draft, you're gonna have to keep that guy until he got one leg, when he just can't go. You see what they did to Kobe? They treated Kobe like he was Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying that in reference to Chicago, LA, New York, those three cities. They're not going to just clean house because they are an upper echelon organization and they're high class in the NBA. They're not going to do it.
The only thing, if they don't do it again, all the teams that chose to rebuild in the East, like the Orlando for one, they're going to surpass. They already passed Chicago Bulls.
No, Unstoppable. The classic example, listen, I disagree with you because the classic example is right before our eyes, the number one seed in the West last season, right? Was OKC, the Oklahoma City Thundercats, and boys from the Red Clay. They was forced to rebuild. Why was they forced to rebuild, Unstoppable?
What I'm saying is, again.
No. Answer that.
I'm about to answer.
Asian veterans.
Even though they was, you call Salesforce again. Chicago should rebuild.
You're not answering that.
What you want me to say?
Why was OKC forced to rebuild? It wasn't like this was their design plan. It was
forced to rebuild.
Same bullshit that some folks like Marvin. Not say Marvin. They probably was forced because it's like, man, this shit ain't gonna work. Excuse my language. Like, man, we gotta rebuild and do it now before we look down the road. Later, it's like, bro, damn, shit, we in a position that it's gonna even take longer to get out of. That's what I'm saying. Again, with this team, trade DeMar right now.
They was forced to rebuild. They was forced to rebuild because of Westbrook gone, Durant gone. Yep,
that's right.
Chris Paul gone. Because remember, they went to the playoffs with Chris Paul.
They were trash. It was dog shit. They didn't do nothing. OKC was trash when they had them. They didn't do nothing.
No, they were not. They were in the playoffs.
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
In the real playoffs. Wasn't no playing game. They was in the playoffs.
Dame shot them out.
Go ahead, Chief. What you say?
All right,
hold on. Let me Chief real quick.
The Dame shot them out the playoffs. That shot that
Paul George weekly setback.
And to unstoppable. You don't see the youth movement in the Bulls already unstoppable with a single. No. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute, guys. Let me name some names again. You say, oh no. Hold on, listen. With Kobe White, with Patrick Williams, with Giddy, with Lonzo Ball, all of those guys are under 24 years old. What do you mean?
It's great.
What's the point of having them players if you got one player again? Like if you choose to bring back DeMar, that's stun one of the players.
One more year. Okay, we're not gonna sign him for 5 years. Unstoppable. One more year, and he's out. One more year, he's out.
DeMar don't take no 1 year deal. Not at this age. No,
he's already said he would.
He'd be foolish to do that.
Don't want to be.
Why would he be foolish if he gonna get a pretty good deal for 1 year and then maybe he can show out and somebody can give him a max deal?
Player is looking for an older player for security in the deal.
Patrick Williams,
man. Can I actually? Okay, we're doing a lot of Bulls trauma right now. I know that we hadn't seen the Bulls do the thing and they hadn't reached their destiny in I don't know how long. But where do James Harden come in here? What about James Harden? Could he replace Lonzo?
He's trash. He's a role player.
Hey, Harden
can stay in LA, party in LA. Baby.
Harden's one of the top assist leaders in the league.
No, he can stay with
you.
He can help bring that new Dex. He can help bring that new building in Dex. He can bring in the new building, Dex. He can break in that new building, Dex. That's what he can do.
But I'll say
he can break that new building in.
He's gonna stay a Clipper. He's gonna stay a Clipper.
Oh, he going. Where's he going? He got a pretty. You know what? The vibe is there.
So could they swap Paul George? Could they swap Paul George with Zach LaVine? Just straight across?
No, that's
no.
If the money matches, But that's not what they're doing.
I think George is gone. George needs to do the
older stupid for them to do, man. They did that. Like he's hardly available too.
Listen, Lonzo. I mean, Zach Levine's wealth is way down, guys. We all know that. Nobody, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do it.
Because he's been hurt.
When Zach,
Paul George's not going to that high either now.
No,
I'm not saying it's super low. I mean, it's just so low they can't get nothing. But they even considering a second round pick for him. I don't know if you guys heard it, but they are. But let me finish. The difference in this whole situation is just like unstoppable. I tried to explain to him and Purple Baby just a second ago. You don't see the mild movement of rebuild. The Bulls want to stay competitive because, for one, they need to keep that stadium full. I'll go back to everybody else who said it. The ownership is all about money. Now, this all could end. Let me say this last thing. This all could end if the ownership went over the cap. If they went over the cap, the Bulls would be fine.
But they already went over the cap.
They refuse to do it. I mean, luxury tax. They refuse to do it. So if they're not going to do that, you have to rebuild slowly. You cannot just do a knee-jerk reaction and just try to get
overhaul. Yeah, no overhaul.
No, he's not going to do it. Now, I agree with most of the things you guys are saying. The only thing I don't agree with is Giddy's is brought to replace Lonzo. I believe that's totally
y'all
false.
looking for
Look, let me
temporary,
say this,
looking for
Marv.
temporary fixes,
Yeah,
man.
and I don't know if y'all heard this, but I hope y'all know with these new analytical GMs now and stuff like that, a lot of these teams ain't even keeping these younger players past example with Giddy past 3 years. If they don't produce within the first 3 years, they own to the next team. And then that next team is most likely not going to bring them back either. So I don't think Giddy or Lonzo will be in Chicago too much longer.
What?
Hot take. That's a hot take.
Now, hold on, wait. I gotta push back on that. All right, now listen. Why would you bring in a 21-year-old point guard and you have another point guard that's been injured, and you're not talking about keeping neither one of them? That don't make sense, sweetie.
Because if you're looking at guys like, for example, somebody like Zion came in at the top of his, that guy that to make New Orleans money. When you see what's a possibility, what's his name, Cooper Flag. I don't know if Chicago got their pick for 2025.
No, that's Charlotte.
Something like that, and you talking about Lonzo and Giddy, like, nah, man, they gonna move on to the. You have to. Like,
okay, I understand what you're saying, but I'm gonna throw these numbers to you one more time. Last year, Giddy, 16.6, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Is that a point guard that you're just gonna play with, or can he be something?
He can be something. He just might not
be
be
put off the bench. But you're saying that would be put off the bench, though.
No, his production would be totally down coming off the bench. It's actually not too much because the Bulls don't have a lot of firepower coming off the bench. So we would look for that production from him coming off the bench.
Production that you saying they're bringing someone that type of production when he was up to come off the bench.
Well, he's not coming to replace Lonzo, so yes.
See, right now, Marvin, you're not dealing with reality, bro.
All right. You know what? All I'm gonna tell you is this: at the beginning of this season, and I agree with Unstoppable totally. If he does come off the bench, it will be precautionary measures at the beginning of the season. If he lasts the whole season, he will be the starting point guard, guaranteed.
You talking about Giddy?
No, Lonzo.
Oh, Lonzo.
Oh, Lonzo's off the bench as a precaution.
No, Lonzo's going to come off early. Precautionary measures to make sure he's fit and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Once he gets his legs under him, he's the starting point guard.
Okay.
Real simple.
Okay.
And I say this to you, Purple Baby. You talk about Giddy and them get rid of young players when they don't produce. I say again, 16, 7, and 6 in his second year.
Hey, can Chicago?
I'm sorry?
Can Chicago, can they acquire Mikal Bridges? Can they trade Zach for Mikal Bridges?
Nope.
Would you think that'd be a fair trade?
That's not in the cards right now. I mean, it's not in the cards right now. I mean, the Bulls. Listen, they're gonna to unstoppable. They're gonna keep Vooch. They're gonna keep Vooch and DeMar for veteran leadership, and they're gonna bring these young players in to make sure things are getting better.
I think they're making a mistake.
And also to make sure they fill in those stands, because if you get rid of DeMar right now, you might not sell out no more.
I think they're making a big mistake doing that. They need to just go ahead and get rid of DeMar ass and get a pack of peanuts for Vooch if they can get it.
I'm gonna ask you this, Marvin. Are they making more money with when they did they make more money with Rose or DeMar?
Well, Rose was a younger player, so and it really doesn't make much of a difference. The Bulls have been sold out for years. Even when they were no good. The Bulls they're upper echelon city. The stadium has been sold out.
Yeah,
let me ask you this, Marvin. Do you think DeRozan is by you keeping him, they're slowing down the process of development for their young players?
Yep.
No. Why would you say that? Whose development is slowing down? Patrick Williams?
Patrick Williams for one, Dalen Terry the other.
Well, you just fixed that by bringing Giddy and bringing Patrick. Hold up, wait. You just fixed that by maybe bringing in Giddy and bringing Pat off the bench.
Let's talk about Dalen Terry. Dalen Terry has regressed.
Dalen Terry ain't really had no minutes to play. How can he digress?
And he has the archetype, right? Isn't Dalen Terry the archetype of the point guards these days? Like the Kings, LaMelo?
But his skill level is not there yet, Dex. You got to give him time.
I know that. He regrets.
He can't
Well,
even.
that's
He
can't say nothing no more. He can't even talk in the locker room no more.
Let me ask the question right quick.
Dex.
Now I'm about to bounce. What if Giddy comes and cooks?
Well, that's a good thing for the Bulls.
More numbers. Are you going to move that and you're going to move him to the bench still if he's cooking?
No, if he's cooking, he's going to be cooking off the bench. And you're going to keep him there.
Okay.
So why is Kobe
if he's
White
cooking, he's not coming
like
off the bench, bro.
Okay, you telling me Giddy can't be Kobe White? Because Kobe White damn sure cooks off the bench.
So you gonna keep if Zach is gone, you gonna keep Kobe on the bench?
Yes, because if Lonzo's starting,
doing that, man. Come on, Marvin. Now, like you don't do that.
Kobe is already.
You don't do that, Marvin. Come on now.
Wow.
Listen,
Kobe's already
there's a chance. There's a chance that Giddy play the 3.
Oh no, he's not.
Yeah, man.
You said that man never failed.
At 6'8", this man is capable of playing the 1, 2, and 3. I'm just telling you.
John Giddy, yes, he's 6'8".
He can't play the 2.
He's 6'8". Yes.
I'm not, man.
You can't shoot. How you gonna play the 2?
How you go? You said
I'm not saying that that's what they brought him here for. I'm saying there's a chance. If you talking about Kobe being in the lineup, there's a chance. You know how Billy mixes and matches. He comes up with all kinds of crazy ass scenarios. I'm not saying. I'm just speculating. Don't get me wrong.
What I'm saying is this: if you trade Zach, you have to say, okay, Kobe, come on here. Now you that starting 2 guard. Why would you continue to have Kobe come off the bench?
Well, it all depends on the return. It all depends on the return you get for Zach. If you get hurt,
let's just say the Kings. Let's just say the Kings.
Okay, then he starts.
This is why I think that they may move Lonzo for these problems here. Kobe,
no,
the locker room.
You don't.
You're
That's
going
a
to
good
move.
problem
You're
to
going to put him on the bench.
Yeah, why would you be upset about having a good
that
thing?
has not played for 2.5 years?
You underestimate Lonzo. You underestimate who Lonzo.
Bust my ass for 2.5 years, and now Lonzo just pops back up, and I just got to fall back.
Right.
No. I don't believe that's how this works. I believe the whole thing is predicated on.
Listen, man. Everybody's gonna have to pay homage when Zoe get back. I got the legendary Dave James back in the house. Dave, what's good, man? City just rolled in there. What's good?
Yo, what's up, Fly? You good, bro? What's up, Dex? Y'all good?
You already know.
Bro.
Oh, you know we was gonna be here when you got back. We waiting.
I'm still waiting on that dunk video. You supposed to think that's a dunk video.
Almost this. What up, Dave? I'm gonna say this too before you get cooking, Dave. I'm gonna say this. The Bulls are in a good. I'm not saying in a great position. If you banking on Lonzo playing, and if he can play well, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing that you have Giddy on the team now. And if Giddy can come off the bench and play well, there's nothing wrong with that. It further lengthens the team. The Bulls were in dire need of a true point guard coming off the bench. Now, I'm not saying that Lonzo's going to come back 100% and be his normal self. But if he does, Giddy's coming off the bench. Real simple.
I'm not, yo, it's looking like they're pushing Zoe out. I'm not going to lie, bro.
Oh, Zoe gone. Zach gone.
No, Lonzo Ball, bro. It looks like they're pushing him out. It looks like Josh is the future guy. I think they're really looking at him as a serious starting point. And I think he's gonna start this year. He's gonna start at the start of the year because of the.
I believe he'll start, but I don't think for the whole year. But give me the reason why the Bulls would hang on to him this long and then get Giddy and then say we pushing you out. They could have did it last year.
I think
they could.
Not if they didn't have a trade.
Nobody even know the hell.
All you got to do is say this, Marvin. If Chicago really wanted to get rid of Zoe quick, they would have waived and stretched him. They didn't waive and stretch him.
He's gonna play this year, but I think they're preparing to, you know what I'm saying, to get him out.
And that's a good thing, though, Dave. That's a good thing, isn't it?
I don't think Chicago gonna get a lot back for Lonzo if they trade him.
Well, he has to perform first before we can get anything.
Lonzo, unrestricted free agent next season.
He will be. So this year he has to cook.
And,
do
you
you feel talk about where he start? He must see the floor, regardless of where he come from.
He's got to play. He's got to
That's what I'm
perform.
saying. Like, what if Josh Giddy starts out the season and he's just going crazy? Like he's just playing at an unreal level, and then
then you just play it to your. Do you play your best hand where the hand is best to be played? Meaning this.
And truly, you can't. No.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying you play your best hand as the.
You got to incorporate how the Bulls manage their offensive sets, right? They do a lot of ISO. And when Giddy was in OKC, they were just running up and down the court. Every now and then they probably do some pick and rolls and things of that nature with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. But that was just a wide open offense. It was like the West Coast offense under George Strait, or what's the other guy name from the San Francisco 49ers, a coach with the black hair. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
I don't know exactly, but I know.
Josh has a lot of potential, though, man. Like we're forgetting.
Yes, a lot.
I'm alarmed by this move, Dave. And once I see this thing
that's what I'm
my
saying.
phone, antennas went up.
I'm not alarmed by it. I don't know why a good thing scares you guys. I don't understand that. Here's the deal. Anytime you get a good player on any team, does that threaten the other good players on the team? Why are you guys going there? That don't even make sense.
It does. Yes.
No, it does not. You're trying to better your team.
How old is Josh? Josh is 21, right? He's 6'8", 6'8" point guard.
Yes, 6'8", young. The Bulls have been all right. Here's the deciding factor.
Like Josh Giddy is all that. If he was all that, he would have stayed in OKC.
Yeah, but here's the deciding factor in all of this. Here's the skinny. Here's the skinny. If you can get rid
coexist.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. But let me say this, Unstoppable. Here's the skinny. If you can get rid of a 30-year-old player to get a 21-year-old up-and-coming point guard, you pull that trigger every damn day of the week. Real simple.
I'm talking.
Well, it depends on who that 30-year-old player is, honestly.
Well, I'll be there. Well, shit.
That doesn't work.
30.
I'm talking.
But okay. All right, Dex. Would you make the trade for Caruso? That's all I'm asking.
When I've made that trade, right now I can't really say because Caruso was all defensive NBA player,
and you still got
you only got how many of those players you got? Is it 9?
Yeah. And the Bulls got DeSumo. Continue.
I forgot about Ayo.
But he's questionable right now.
No, he's young. No, he's not. He's young. He's young.
And he's a second round pick, and he hasn't really done much.
No, but he's young. He's young.
Yeah, he improved.
Just because you're young, what young mean? If you're young,
Ayo definitely played fine.
No, he hasn't done much since his rookie season. His rookie season was the best.
The Sumo has improved, Dex.
Yes, he has.
But my thing with y'all improvement, I keep saying.
Y'all don't say that.
For one, his shooting and his confidence has improved. You can look at that, tell.
Kobe.
And I'm blown away by I'm hearing from you guys. When you get a job, you guys are fighting a situation when you're trying to get the team better. I don't understand where you guys are coming from.
Getting what better, bro? They've been in the same spot for how long?
Okay, all right. Is Josh Giddy better than Caruso?
No.
No, heck no.
What?
What do you mean?
No, the Bulls lost.
I'll tell you that. What do you mean by this?
They didn't even get a pick. No draft capital was moved in this deal either.
You guys are
living on what have you done for me lately. You guys are living on what have you done for me lately. That's what
have you done for me lately.
That's what you guys are living on. We've all seen Giddy in the playoffs, and you say he's no good now. That was his last year in a good facility.
It was wasn't good in OKC.
Not me.
Listen, this trade helped both sides. Alex going over there helping OKC, and Josh coming to Chicago is helping Chicago. Win-win.
It's a win-win and a good situation for the Bulls because they got younger.
I agree.
But to say that that's just going to fall off the bench, no, I don't agree with that.
But I think this trade to me took place at the wrong time. time considering
No,
the 2025.
six place.
Why?
Nigga, six place is
The
perfect
Bulls
time, purple.
future is a good trade. I agree.
Why you say the wrong time? What I don't understand that, Purple.
He's a
Because
good
with
trade.
next year's class, Giddy, I'm just trying to tell you, I don't.
Yeah, Flight.
Mm.
I do
Purple.
not see that.
What's good?
They ain't really had that guy in Chicago since Rose.
I do not see
Well,
not one point guard
Hold
coming
on.
out of college
Check this
that's
out.
going to give you what
You
Giddy
know
can
what's
give
good
you.
about
Not-
it?
They
Giddy does
really-
Hold
good.
on one second. Hold on one second. Theo, I just think you just want to fight with me. I ain't seen you in a long time, and you just want to fight because Ayo DeSumo stat line is 10 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and his plus minus is a minus 25 for the year. So I don't know what version of improvement that you're speaking about. In his
No,
rookie season, go ahead.
No, I was just going to. No, I'm going to let you finish and I'll comment. Go ahead.
I think he's looking at the shooting for one.
Yeah, well, he shot
His
50%
shooting
from
did
the field,
improve.
so he can't really shoot. He shot 50% for the field. But I think what Dex is not seeing is the role that the Bulls want to play him in his early career. He's going to be Alex Caruso's replacement, which means the Bulls basically gave up nothing when they got Josh Giddy.
I
And if
agree.
you understand what I'm saying, is this:
yeah.
he can be a young Caruso, and
I'm
you get
telling
Josh
y'all right
Giddey.
now, man.
How
Listen.
did that
I ain't gonna lie. I think his potential is higher than Caruso. I'm not gonna lie.
See there, and you still got him on the team.
Giddy has a lot of talent. Like
Giddy's gonna be something special, guys. He's gonna be special.
I'm
And
like,
I'm not
that's
gonna say
what
that.
he's gonna be.
But I think
he's 6'8". He's 6'8". He's a point guard. He causes all kinds of mismatches. He can cause all kinds of mismatches if he's coached properly and put in the right position.
Size.
No.
With the right
I mean,
coach.
I tell you,
You know,
guys are
hey,
going on what
hey,
have you
Mark.
done for me lately? Last year,
Hey,
it was
Yeah, I
a
was
person on this
thinking
panel that would talk about Giddy the way you talk
yeah,
about
he
him now.
did average
you know,
Last year,
you know, you
Hey,
know what the real
hey,
question
I
need to
want to tell
be?
you.
You need to.
What's up?
But no, I was gonna say the question need to be is: did Chicago lose something or did they gain something?
well, you did both because you got rid of Caruso, but you brought in a point guard that can run your second team. So you
Yeah,
did both.
given Chicago's roster and where they're going, this is a good move. Like they're not
Yes.
winning a title anytime soon. Well, like Caruso's an amazing player, but why would you keep him?
Yes.
You're rebuilding. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but he's a perfect fit for where he's going. He's
Yeah.
exactly what they need. He's
Under
exactly
I'm
what
gonna
they
tell
need.
you. I'm gonna
Caruso's
tell
a
you
role
something
player.
right now. But after you're done, good, Dave.
Caruso's a role player. I think it works both ways. But I'm speaking from a Lonzo fan perspective. You know what I'm saying? This might not like Lonzo. I don't think Lonzo is gonna stay in Chicago, bro. No way.
Yeah,
It's not.
this ain't cool.
Yeah.
Well, okay. For
They
you
need to
and Flight.
rebuild. What y'all don't see?
Right.
I mean, come on.
I know not unstoppable. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying his future is clearly it's coming to an end here in Chicago, and it's sad
All right,
how
wait a minute, guys. Hold on. It's
But too,
even
you
been
gotta
said
ask.
in Chicago that Lonzo. Hold on. It's even been said in Chicago that Lonzo did the wrong thing by having that podcast and speaking too much too early before he started back playing.
Well, look,
Because
you gotta ask
Oh,
yourself.
okay. So you saying
I'm
you
sorry,
saying they
Mark.
gonna make him pay for this podcast? That's what you're saying?
no, what I'm
Yeah.
saying is this: he
don't
spoke
get
a
it
lot
wrong.
of things about his ability about coming back, and I
He
can
better
give
be
a couple of
ready.
guys credit.
No. Listen, I want to say something because a lot of people might think we just provided lip service, but I want to pause. I want to tell you right now that with this podcast, like I said, there is pressure with this podcast.
Yes.
Lonzo got to get back, because
He got to come back strong.
it's not going to be a good look politically that
Yes,
Lonzo
because
this has probably been the loudest he's been.
that's
He's
right.
out there now.
He rarely
He
speaks.
in the media. He's out there now. So you got to deliver on the floor. Now you got to come back because if you don't come back, I think that opens up a bigger can of worms for the
Yeah.
critics.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this, Flight. Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Flight. Bringing in Giddy, pushing Lonzo, is that a bad thing?
No, like I said, I
No.
like what I seen because I
That's
think
right.
listen, they did this with Rondo. That's what so this Lonzo fans, we've been here before. You understand? They
That's
brought in
right.
Rondo when Lonzo took the starting position there too. They thought Rondo was coming to take the shit, and it didn't happen. That's why
That's
they had
right.
to just trade Lonzo. Lonzo would have beat out Rondo for that spot. I'm telling you.
I mean,
You
listen.
know,
If you're gonna run a
and he
well-oiled
upped his
machine,
3-point percentage too around
yeah,
that
and if you're
time.
gonna run a well-oiled organization, you make the necessary moves in case of disaster. Now, the Bulls were not prepared to deal with Lonzo's injury the first time. They are prepared now if it happens again. Real simple. You put pieces in place just in case something happens. And to get a young player, and I know Caruso was damn good for the Bulls, but to get a 21-year-old 6'8" point guard in his third year, he's not coming out of college, guys. He's in his third year.
Yeah.
You have
I'm gonna
did
tell you.
well enough.
Yeah, that
Them
sounds
Bulls.
good. They did well, but I want to say this one last thing. Lonzo got more followers. I'm just hear me out before I continue. He got more followers than every single Bulls player and the
Mhm.
Bulls team. Combined. Just combine the numbers. You understand? If Lonzo Ball get the short end of the stick behind this shit, I'm telling you, motherfuckers gonna revolt. You understand? That's all I'm gonna let y'all know. And I'm telling you, Bulls fans are gonna hear it. You understand? The
Yeah,
front
free
office gonna
zone,
hear
free
it.
zone.
I'm letting you know, people gonna lose it. I'm just gonna let you know
Yeah.
right now. If
I
they,
mean,
if
hold
they
on.
roll out, if they start playing games with Lonzo, it's gonna be a congregation of people ready to just go buck wild. You
Well,
understand? So
let me
play
say
with them
this.
if you
Let me
want
say
to.
this too. Lonzo Ball is loved in Chicago. The ownership loves money. They would not get rid of him for nothing right now
I don't
because if
know
they
what
did,
money you can keep bringing in.
the only way he's going is if he cannot produce. But the reason he's still there is because he puts butts in the seat if he can come back. The
Mm.
same thing like what one of the guys said about bringing in Dwayne Wade, the same thing about Derrick Rose, the same thing about Michael Jordan. The
Yeah,
Bulls organization has been
totally
sold
different.
out at that stadium for a long time, guys, simply because of long time ago, Michael Jordan. The nostalgia of the United Center is based on Michael Jordan. It's a statue out front of
Point.
Michael Jordan.
Just buy Lonzo out, bro. Buy it
But
out.
you still want to see the Bulls are not into just giving up on a whole bunch of money they spent. They need their return. So they're gonna see what he can do. Real simple. And that's a wise decision if you're a business owner.
And
I'm not hiring
Hey,
a top executive in my branch, and then after a month I'm gonna fire him if he gets hurt. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna get something back off of my investment. At least try.
okay, what makes
And
you
in the
saying
Bulls case, there's a great thing they did by bringing in a young
hey,
point guard to show
everybody
Lonzo, if you don't get back this year, we're going in this direction.
do
Real
y'all
simple.
think Zola and Josh Giddy can coexist?
What
you
you
need
got?
to probably your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Nah, it's
All
fine.
right. Tell
You
her to
gotta
call
say
my phone. Yeah, because she got to put
Hold
my
on.
name.
Hold on.
Hold on, guys. I'm going on mute.
Hold on.
Yeah, you gotta fix your mic and stop, bro. Yeah, but I'm with you there, Dave. I don't like the Giddy. I mean, like I said, we ain't seen it yet, but I did bring up Drew Holiday. You remember when he went to New Orleans? Drew was
yeah.
there. Like I said, Rondo came the second year. So I mean, it's not like we ain't been down this road before. And mind you, those guys was better than Giddy. It's a tough call. Giddy just went through that case. I think they settled that, so that won't linger into Chicago. So I
You
mean,
hear me now?
Yeah. And I also
Now, do you think Josh Giddy and Zoe can work together?
Nope.
it,
Okay, since you said that, Purple Rock.
Because per how the league is going today, where they want a more, not more, but where most teams want a guy on the ball that is a high volume scorer, I would say. And I don't see Zoe or Josh Giddy as being high volume point guards in terms of scoring and being a natural scorer.
yeah. Nah, yeah, right. That's true. But Josh could develop, man. That's the thing. NBA is about development. Josh can develop something, and Zoe could play off of Josh. Like Zoe, we see Zoe do this in New Orleans.
Okay.
I think you just take your time with Josh, bro. I think Josh has a lot.
Like, and I'm not saying not to take your time, but in the meanwhile, while you're taking your time, like I hate this narrative about the NBA where they say you got to take the best player available instead of taking the player that fits your team and fits whatever you got going on at that time. And so when you're looking at that, and I'm telling y'all, in 2025, if you think like Marvin said he's coming off the bench if Lonzo's healthy. But I'm asking y'all, if they end up in the top 5, let's say they end up in the top 5, I think outside of what's the name? I can't think of his name. I said his name earlier. Like everybody else, I believe that's slated to go in the top 5 in 2025. I think those guys are mostly guards. So if Chicago's a team in the top 5 in 2025, like, and then you got Giddy and you got Lonzo there, like, what do you do then?
You trade them. You trade them for something. You trade them. Simple as that. Trade them.
Like are those guys?
You don't have Lonzo unless he signed back with you.
Who are these guards?
Giddy, Kobe, like.
I'm saying, but they don't want to get paid, so you do a sign and trade.
Exactly. Like who?
Yeah.
Who are these guards? Like, are they needle movers for real? Like in 2020?
I think Ace Bailey is. I think Ace Bailey like that.
And I'll put it like this:
he's a forward.
Most of these
guys. That's my word. I'm about to get on. I'm about to do my job. I'm about to get his ass on the show. I'm working on that right now as we speak. I've been bullshitting because like that. He been coming across my time, and people been telling me, "Yo, we can get him." But I'm about to get up on. I'm about to get up on him. You understand? Pause. You know, it's wild. Now that I didn't know y'all on him like that. But I've been like tapped into a lot of. I live in Atlanta. I don't live in New York, so I'm getting like put me on to what's going on in the high school circuit, not just Ace. Like people I have people literally sit me down and they trying to tell listen, you got to get up what's going on in the high schools in Atlanta. So I've been doing my due diligence, and like I said, that kid Ace is the dude that's really running shit. I had a dude that came on. Y'all might have missed it. I had a guy on here who played against him. He lost to him in the damn playoffs.
Yeah,
he went,
Ace. I like Ace, but I'm just saying, like that's why I'm saying, like with Jalen Green, for example. I don't like that it took him to have 1,002 babies for him to be like, yo, I'm gonna start playing better. A lot of these guys in this year's draft, like I'm not gonna say they're not gonna have jobs. Some of them are gonna have jobs, but those that come into starting roles, like for like teams like the Wizards, maybe not San Antonio, but even teams like Charlotte, they might not even have starting roles next year. They might be on the bench, and that's my problem. Like I don't have a problem with Chicago. I think it's a bland trade. I ain't even gonna cap. I think it's a bland trade. I'm not saying it don't make OKC better and it don't help Chicago get younger. I don't see it moving the needle, preferably in Chicago's favor, to make the casual viewer tune in into Bulls games and for them to be a top 5 team or a top 4 team in the East and to make the East competitive. That's my only problem.
Yeah, I feel you on that, but
I just feel like the Bulls as an organization ain't really had casual viewers tuned into them for real.
They had what? I hear you.
With Rose, like they just, unfortunately, people talk about how cheap the owner is, how he don't want to spend money, how he go get players like DeRozan that's out of their prime and stuff like that, and he thinks that takes him somewhere. He thinks that
and purpose. That's why I said they need to rip the Band-Aid off right now and try to get their pick back from the Spurs so they can try to get Ace Bailey. Yeah. Do it now. They ain't like they gonna be what you call that, purposely tanking. The team gonna be so bad they're gonna be losing. So if you somehow get left up with that first pick, you draft Ace Bailey, boom, you right
Or
there. Okay,
even
like,
Cooper. Yep. Or even Cooper Flag. Now I don't
yeah.
know what Cooper Flag gonna do in the NBA. I'm not
I
a
ain't high on
believer.
Cooper Flag either, but I'm
Yeah,
looking at Ace.
but
You
I'm
know?
like, it's stuff like that, and you see what Charlotte is doing to Miles Bridges. Like, I might not like Miles Bridges like that, or not like him because I don't know him to like him, but like how he fits on that team, but how they just this new ownership group in the GMs and stuff. I just think they being savages, like throwing them to the wolves. Like, I hope it's not true that like they like, listen, we don't care if he goes or not. I think that's disrespectful. You should show that man a little bit more respect, because at one time it was supposed to be, LaMelo and Bridges, and then Miller came in and did. Now it's LaMelo and Miller, and everybody else is on the chopping block. I think that's wild disrespectful.
No, I'm with you there. We're gonna find out what happens. Like I said, it's gonna be a long year. Let's get back to this Lakers situation, man. What you think about we still coming off the heels that I know we all in this Lonzo shit. But any have you heard anything else about Redick? You got
He
any
got
other?
hired. He got the job.
I know, yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about that because when you came in, we jumped straight in. You didn't hear?
Uh-uh.
You didn't know until I just said it?
No, I knew J.J. Redick got
Oh,
the
okay.
job.
Yeah, what you think?
I
What you
knew,
think about that?
I knew he was. That's sad, man. Like, I never, like, I don't know. I don't understand. Like, I know LeBron makes the NBA in general a lot of money, but man, like the Lakers look terrible. They acting like somebody's little cousin or little brother, trying to force people to take their bad talent that's not even worth second round picks. Like, man, bad. And it's gonna be even worse if LeBron leaves. Like, you ain't got nothing to work with to trade that's worthy of assets really outside of Anthony Davis. And I don't think, like, I don't even know, like, which I know they're not trading Anthony Davis, but if they were, I don't even know what that package would look like.
You think the Lakers ain't trading AD?
I know they not, but I said if they decided to, because they don't have, outside of this year's pick. New Orleans did the G thing, which I knew they intelligent. They took next year's pick from the Lakers, so they own the Lakers pick next year in 2025. That's tough. That's all I gotta say about that. Is that's tough. You taking some okay player in this draft, like, and then where Jeannie ended up signing a check that just, I don't know what she gonna do, man.
Yep. You know what this mean now they done hired JJ, right?
Oh yeah,
What that mean? they gonna draft Bronny.
yep. I don't know what I don't think Ronnie is going. I know people are harsh. Human nature. People are disrespectfully harsh, but I don't think, like, no, because people are already mad that they feel like for the NBA. I don't know if they've been doing this where they look over the players and then invite exactly. I think it was exactly 60 players for the combine or whatever. It might have been more than that. I feel like it was more than that. I didn't know they was doing that. If they weren't doing that, I feel like that was disrespectful. I felt like it was young men more worthy that, they said, and they gave the spot to Bronny. So I don't, you have to really, something mentally has to be wrong with you if you tune into those Lakers games just to see Bronny fail. You don't have to like him, but to, tune in to see how good he might not be. It's crazy to me. Like,
Them summer league games gonna go off.
yeah, I know, but is it with the right intentions though? Like, are people gonna tune in to see how how good he is? Or are they gonna tune in just to, pick apart clips? Because you seen what they did with the scrimmages when he didn't play well in the scrimmages and stuff like that. They tore him apart.
You're right about that. Like I said, I like what I'm seeing from Brownie. I think he just need an opportunity. He just needs somebody to develop him.
But he gets the same opportunity that everybody else should, like everybody deserves some development. Just ask Max Christie.
Wow. Good call.
Yeah, like everybody deserves it. LeBron is wrong though. Like, and then I don't like that his son came out and said, well, I don't know if it might have been Rich Paul. So I'm gonna say it was Rich Paul, whoever said it, that he's not gonna sign no two-way. I said, oh, that's wild.
I mean, look who his agent is though. I mean, his agent is super aggressive. I mean, look how he talking.
Yeah. Like, I don't like that. Like, that just, but like I said, Jeannie got herself into a situation. They thought that the Kobe situation was bad for them in a way. This is worser. You really got to count on guys. I don't know how old Zach LaVine is, but in the general sense of things, you really have to count on
28.
You said 28?
Yeah, 28.
Yeah, you really have to count on guys, and I don't see no younger guys really coming and whatever, but you really got to count on guys coming through free agent.
Sorry, 29. I'll say that correctly. 29. Shit.
Yeah, like, and I think the Lakers, like, they don't have, like, it's bad. That's all I gotta say. Like,
They need to set that down, rebuild now too. That's another team. Just go ahead and rebuild now.
The Bulls, in a way, are still in a better position to me than the Lakers because at least they got assets and a little bit more assets in DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Everybody else, like the D'Angelo Russell, I still say this. I understand the Lakers got a ring, when they traded for Davis and everything, but I still feel like they gave up too much in draft capital. And then with Russell Westbrook and all that, like, they just kept making wrong move after wrong move after wrong move. And then it's really hurting to me because regardless of tradition of you getting guys like Kobe Bryant, trading with Charlotte, stupid on Charlotte, and getting guys like Shaq from Orlando, I don't think that's going to continue to happen for them anymore. Like, I think guys will always be disgruntled, but like, I think those days are over, especially since, the dad, and we don't know really what backroom promises and deals they was really making for them because the Lakers just had the best. You never really seen, to my knowledge, I don't ever remember seeing a team after the Lakers really get that lucky in getting, the talent that the Lakers have acquired over the years. Those legends and stuff. I don't remember a team outside of them, having that opportunity.
I'm with you there. It's gonna be hard pressed.
Mm-hmm.
You're right about that. There's so many, like I said, so many different variables, but I know that there's gonna be pressure. The Heat gonna be on next year.
Yeah.
Do you think that the Lakers gonna be a competitive team? Because I mean, JJ Redick, he don't play.
Hell no. They don't
that's
have.
why I said. That's why I mean,
They don't
people,
have
Laker
the
fans,
talent.
going
And
crazy.
you see, I don't know. Like, I need to look into the New Orleans situation a little bit more. I'm not saying it's a mistake to move Ingram, but I think the pressure is on New Orleans because for Minnesota and OKC to ascend like that, like, that's wild to me. And as far as the main two people, and Brandon Ingram and Zion, been together longer, you can't. Absolutely not. Like, you gotta do something. Now, they don't go out there and do nothing too wild, but yeah, like,
I think they're gonna move Brandon Ingram. They're gonna
Oh,
try to move him.
absolutely. I think so too. Yeah, they said he wanted 230 million. They was talking about Philadelphia for him. Philadelphia just wants some wings. Like not some wings, but they need wing talent. They need somebody. Only way I could best put it for Philadelphia is when I look at it, I don't think there's a player out there that's a free agent or that they can trade for that can produce defensively and offensively at the rate or the impact that Embiid has for that team to, hold up the wins if Embiid goes out, which I'm hoping that he don't go out and go down, but you know, it's just not. I think they're gonna have to get like two guys because I'm not sure about Maxey. Like I like Maxey, but I'm not sure about him. He got a lot of talent, but I don't because Philadelphia shouldn't have failed like that when Embiid got hurt. Like it ain't no way. And you still had Maxey. I don't know if Hill was injured or not. Kelly Oubre, um, Tobias Harris, even though I don't like him either. Like for them to fall like that, that's concerning to me. So I think Philly is trying to do what Bartran said Chicago did with Zoe, have an insurance policy. Like, oh, if he go down, we can still maintain or keep our top two spot.
Yeah,
Whatever it is.
that's something. I think now they got somebody who can actually facilitate the offense. They didn't. I felt like they didn't have that.
Chicago,
Before.
right?
Nah, they didn't. They didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They had a lot of guys that can score, and stuff like that. But like Milwaukee, I don't know what Milwaukee gonna do because they need more role players. But this is a mess.
Milwaukee need to trade. What's his name? Chris.
Middleton.
No, they need to trade him. But you know what though? But where they really messed up at when they traded Holiday. They should have kept him. And traded Chris first.
Yep.
Instead of Holiday.
Should they have traded Fox? Oh, you said who? You said who? You
Chris
said?
Middleton.
They should have Middleton instead of trading.
Oh yeah, they should have traded him.
Yeah.
The Holiday, he a needle mover.
Because personally, I like Chris Middleton's game when it's and whatever. But I think Giannis, being that Giannis don't space the floor well, I would have put a better, which that wing wasn't available at the time of this deal, and still is not available. But a guy that's more, like a 3-level scorer. I mean, I know Dame is, but I'd rather have a lot of spacing out on the floor with Giannis. And it's hard to find like a stretch five which is why Lopez is still there. And the other guy, I can't think of his name, that was on the Bulls. I do remember what team he was on before he got to the Bucks.
You talking about Bobby Portis?
Yeah. I just think like they need to have people that can stretch the floor and just give Giannis the paint, the elbow and stuff like that, and have it to itself and everybody else. And I still think, well, Dame might not be good playing off the ball either, now that I think about it. But maybe try to get a point guard too. But they definitely
I think Dame gonna request for a trade. They ain't really about to be fucked. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Giannis just set his clock back, letting him trade Holiday. He know he messed up now. But damn, so he know he messed up now. He should have never let that fall through. But I guess he was so high on thinking, oh, we don't need Holiday. But we wound up being too wrong with that one.
Yeah, but I also think they believed in Holiday too much. But yeah.
Believe in Holiday too much or Dame?
I mean, Middleton.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Whoa, shout out to the teams that ain't got to go through the struggle.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the next one, we were struggling. So I mean, we
Wait,
been.
this is the wrong draft to be struggling. I'm trying to tell you, like you up there looking like
So I got
somebody.
a question about OKC. Is Caruso gonna be starting?
Oh, good question.
Because
Nah, I think he come out
I'm
the
on
bench.
yeah, I see it online. They got Caruso in the starting lineup.
Nah, he come out the bench. I think they gonna have him come out the bench.
That's gonna be they got a lot of talent. OKC been giving away people. They gave away what
But,
was it dude? Then they didn't Charlotte get the two of them, Poku, and they got the other kid.
but Flight, I'm gonna tell you something about that Charlotte trade.
What?
Please understand me when I say this, because they got Gordon Hayward back in that trade. And you see how the GM, I think that was the GM, it might have been the coach. I don't know who
Well,
it
the
was
Hornets
that was
clearly
talking
won.
about the Hornets. They didn't like the, if I'm being really honest, did OKC give Charlotte talent? Yeah, but not like talent like that. They gave the Hornets G League talent. These guys that the Hornets currently got, guys this year can come in and take their spot. That's how
Yeah,
bad these guys are.
yeah. It was
So OKC, they really didn't win that. I mean, you won it because Gordon Hayward was off your books, but I heard that they got hit. Remember that penalty that was on Hayward's contract, the kicker, the trade kicker, they got to pay that. I forgot about that.
what was trade kick on what?
Gordon Hayward's contract.
You know what I was gonna say about that deal? Like I said, Gordon Hayward to me, in my opinion, he it just didn't work out. They brought Gordon Hayward over. He was supposed to be that veteran presence, just to almost like calm them down. But it's just he never worked out in the rotation. I'm pretty sure they traded for Gordon Hayward so he could come hit big shots for him and possibly almost be the needle mover in the Mavericks series when they going up against two veteran players. Not to say you about to go toe to toe with Luka and Kyrie, no. But
Right.
let's say you in the jam up and y'all need a score.
Or
Gordon Hayward could come down and hit a clutch, timely bucket.
right.
Things like that. Somebody on the floor, he didn't even get no time. So it's like it was all for nothing. But I'm pretty sure that was the intent. They traded him to bring Hayward in so he could be there for the playoffs. You need veteran, you need that kind of presence. But it just didn't work out.
And look at it now. Oh, Deck's gone. I forgot Hayward's the free agent. He can enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he might be in LA.
That's sad. And he might end up being on the Clippers. Lord Jesus, don't do that. So, Lord Jesus, like please don't do that. Y'all definitely don't need that.
Why people choosing the Clippers over the Lakers? That's crazy.
I wouldn't want the Lakers. He's not healthy enough. He can't defend. He's older. No.
You say he should just ride off in the sunset, huh?
Yep. I think Gordon Hayward thought he was about to do what Chandler Parsons did, get another big deal. Well, he kind of did do that because Charlotte, but Chandler Parsons stuff was wild, man. That contract.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild, man.
Then they was talking about who was they talking about? Not Indiana. Detroit.
What about them? They don't got a coach yet. Cleveland. Cleveland still
Detroit's stupid now. They I thought our organization was done with. Why did you fire him that damn quick?
I told you something not right in that water.
You said what?
Something not right in the water out there.
Right. Yeah, they like one hit, like damn, like y'all fire him that quick.
Right.
Like, what was you expecting to happen? Can you go there and you instantly turn to a contender? Like, no, like, what are y'all doing over there?
Damn, Dex is gone. Well, they can't afford him anyway, so it don't matter.
Who, Trae Young?
No, not definitely they can't get Trae Young, but I was about to say Anthony Simons, they can't get him though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm pretty sure they might as well trade him too.
But I'm gonna tell you something. If I was Atlanta, it ain't nothing. I ain't even gonna cap. It's nothing out there. Now, if Trae wants to go and he's insistent on wanting to go, then I'll trade him. But if he don't want to go right now, or even if he do and I can tell him to wait, I'd
Man, he
rather
want to
wait.
go, man. He want to go to LA, man.
Huh?
Let me tell you something. Wait till the draft start coming around. He gonna request a trade. I'm telling you. Wait till the draft happen and all
But
this.
like he might, I think they getting, they can't come out like online no more. But he probably had. But the thing is, like outside of New Orleans, because you need perimeter scoring to give Zion space and whatever. I don't know what other where he going.
That's what I said. Unless they just gonna give him to the Lakers, they only got the pieces for
Wait,
that.
you talking about Trae Young?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I can see him going to the Spurs.
No, the Spurs.
I think they're gonna go through the draft to get a guard.
Yeah, Popovich don't. I keep telling people about not San Antonio, but about Popovich. He looks for those Tony Parker s Manu s. He don't want nobody like Trae Young. It's a guy in the draft named Stephon Castle that he would take over Trae Young right now.
It's the other guy too. I
We
forget
talking
what
about
his name
Popovich?
called. He's a
Popovich?
6'8" point guard. He's slightly
Rob
tore his
Dillingham.
ACL though.
Nah, like I do like the idea of Rob. I know they bought him out recently, but
San Antonio going point guard.
yeah, Trae Young. I never
I
believed
can
it.
see him getting Trae Young. I think he'll respect a coach like Pop. He a 9-0.
Listen, the Lakers don't got the assets to get all these people. I know
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. With all due respect, man, unless there's some tampering going on, the Lakers don't got the assets to be getting no top-notch player.
I don't even think they got the money to get them.
Davis and LeBron on the table. They don't got the assets, man.
Right. Only thing I can see is that the Clippers, since they losing Paul George and stuff for his inconsistent scoring, Trae Young, you just lose a lot of length and defense. But
you think the Clippers not gonna re-sign Paul George?
No, Paul George is going elsewhere.
So that means he either gonna go to the 76ers or go back to Indiana again. That's what I
I
think if
don't
he would
think he's
leave.
gonna make it Indiana. I think he'll do something stupid, and I hope Miami don't do this. I think if Butler end up, because I keep telling people Miami is missing that that scorer. Like Butler can score, but they missing that. They keep drafting shooters and trying to turn them into scorers. If Miami, which I know they'll be happy if they can get off of one or both. What's dude's name? Rozier and the other one, Tyler Hero. Yeah, that would make them and replace them. Cause I'm pretty sure his name ain't Jamie. Jaime Jaquez, I think that's how you say his name.
Yeah, he's solid.
They probably gonna want to start him. Kevin Love needs to go to his grandma's house. But yeah. Because Pat Riley want to compete. So George might do something like go there. And you forgetting Ingram. I wouldn't be surprised if Brandon Ingram end up in Philadelphia though.
Yeah, BI might be going somewhere. BI is solid.
And then teams like Charlotte, who else got? What's gonna be hilarious? I hope Philly ain't gonna be able to do it though. But I want a team.
Philly got a lot of bread though. They can get a player.
No, that's not what I'm about to say. Because, let's say if Trae Young comes to New Orleans, right? My question then becomes with New Orleans, okay, yeah, you got your spacing, but you still got McCollum there. So what are you gonna do with him? You got Jordan Hawkins. What are you gonna do with him? Dyson Daniels. What are you doing with him? You got Trey Murphy and Herbert Jones. And I don't know if it was a rumor like early to late in the season. I think it was later in the season though that they was trying to trade Herbert, and I was confused. I was like, why? Like, what did he do? And stuff like that. So if Philly can somehow, which I kind of feel like they don't have the assets to get Brandon Ingram either in a sign and trade, but which that's where the third team, I think they're gonna need a third team. But if Philadelphia can find, or even Atlanta, if they can find a way to get, I prefer Murphy because he fits in today's style a little bit more, them scoring type of wings off of there, then we can call it a fair deal. Like,
I agree with that. What you think about you think the Hawks might trade the number one pick, or you think they definitely drafted somebody?
I don't
Who
know.
who was out there to get?
Alex Star. Alex Star, one of them.
But
No,
remember,
I know. No, I'm talking about in a trade. I mean, you might as well take him.
but here's my thing. I don't like Alex Sarr. I don't.
Yeah, I heard he's not that good.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Atlanta knows that there is not their franchise player, their new franchise player is not in this draft. So I feel sorry for them. That's number one. But I think that's why they want to get. But don't nobody want to trade up to like nobody. Like I don't know. That's why I
think Chicago talking about trading up. They want to get rumor is they trying to get clean
I'm
from
be honest with you.
UConn.
Y'all talking about basically, or next year's draft is gonna be so deep. You gonna have teams ready to rebuild to get in the sweepstakes of next year's draft. You know, so if the draft is what y'all say, I ain't been evaluating, but if you're saying it's deep, like you're gonna have like 10 to 15 quality good players, then shit, you gonna have teams ready to just say, man, fuck it, let's rebuild and let's have a bad year this year.
Yep. Like I was saying,
go ahead.
Yeah. So teams like Atlanta, that's not going nowhere, no matter what they do this offseason. Atlanta, I think Charlotte's gonna be a part of that conversation. I don't care how.
I don't think Charlotte could play that game. You know, you got LaMelo there. If they lose, it's because they was that bad. But they got to come out and compete.
Yeah, they missing two starters. That's what I'm gonna say there. And then like Grant Williams, I kind of had a feeling that they weren't trying to keep Seth, and I knew they wasn't gonna try to keep Dobbs. Like Charlotte needs a whole bench plus two starters. So if they get a couple games off here and there, good for them. But San Antonio might, because the West is awfully deep. I don't see Memphis. Like it's gonna be some really good teams in next year's lottery that will be contending for playoff spots that possibly might have a top 5 pick or a top 10 pick, but it's gonna be some guys where you be like, hey, why are they moving them? Like where you feel like they were really solid starters. Like to me, like I said once before, if Embiid don't stay healthy, Philly could be one of those teams that still contend for a playoff spot, but end up in the lottery. And personally, if Maxi's, it's to me a lot of pressure on him, in my opinion, because if Maxi can't hold up the win total, when Embiid gets hurt, I think they should move on from him. Chicago might have their franchise player in that draft. Charlotte, you know, they got some tradable assets. We'll have some tradable assets. I'm not gonna say which one. Washington is another team that's gonna be up there. Because they're gonna be ass. I don't think, as much as I like Klingent, they only move the needle depending on, to me personally, who else is on that team. If that makes sense. Like, I don't think Maxi is a needle mover. I've been said Ingram, he showed me enough by now where I don't feel like he's a number 2 option anymore. He might be a number 3. So there's that.
You're making some good points, man.
Like, that's why I said the Lakers, the Pelicans said, you thought you had a friend and we was going to be nice. Let me get that 2025 pick up off of you. You can have this 2024 pick. Because they even said, I think it was like 2 days ago, maybe, I seen a report that Charlotte wanted to trade out of the lottery. And I said, okay, that makes sense. Because, like, I don't know. They need to pick a struggle. Do you want to be a playoff team? Are we rebuilding? Are we adding on talent? Like, they don't know what they're doing. But they wanted to trade out, and they having a hard time, trying to trade. Like, that's what I was saying about Reeves and them. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. If they were in this draft and they were coming out, where would they go? Jackson Hayes, if he was in this draft, where would he go? DeAndre Hunter, if he was in this draft, which I think he was a lottery pick, if I remember. Or was that Reddish that was no, I think Hunter was the lottery pick. Kevin Huerter, if he was in this draft, Malik Monk, if these guys was in this draft right now, realistically, are they going top 5, top 25, second round? Where are they going? Which is why teams that's trying to trade down, because they don't really want none of these guys for real like that, are having a hard time because they like, well, if this guy was in this draft, Malaya.
Yeah, shout out Malaya, man. There's a lot of breaking news out here in the NBA. It was something I was saying. My mic was on mute. I was saying something to you with one of the rebuttals that you had. But like I said, this is going to be a crazy year coming up. A lot of pressure on a lot of different teams. You got the draft coming up. So there's a lot of decisions that got to be made. So hopefully.
And then what I don't like too, like, is there's a lot of, who is that?
Oh, what you mean?
Oh no, I was just about to say there's a lot of inconsistency in this year's draft as far as, to me, about evaluating talent, because like people keep talking about Reed Shepherd. I like him for what he's worth.
Yeah, I'm hearing his name percolating with Charlotte.
Yeah, I don't know why they would do that, because I don't think his defense translates, to me personally, to the NBA level. So for them to keep talking about his defense, I don't understand that. But my problem is this obsession with Dalton Connect is a player I really, really like. But he's older, and because this happened with Kuzma too, because I remember the Lakers people talking about it. They think that these human beings, these young men, are clay or something, and that they can turn them into something they not. And I feel like with a guy like Cody Williams, I like him a lot, but I see when I look at his tape, it's nothing there that's really impressive. He's a blank slate. He was slated for most of the year to go, if I remember correctly, in the top 5. And then all of a sudden, I think a little bit after March Madness, he started to, because I know he got hurt, he started to slide out. And then it even made it worse at the combine. He measured fine. That wasn't the issue. His measurables was what a lot of people thought they was. I think he got some really big hands too. But they were like, oh, he didn't show anything unique. He's not a bad defender, but he's not a good defender. He can't shoot. He don't have no ability to create shots for himself.
That's a good call. Like I said, this is going to be a make or break season. I'll tell you that. Really big, yeah.
And I see the Hornets. They was like, oh, we should get Cody Williams. And I said, oh, what are y'all going to do with him? What are y'all gonna do with him?
Well, who do you think the Hornets should do? I say get Castle. He worked out. I put that out yesterday. He did work out with the Hornets because
Mhm.
he's saying how he didn't want to work out for no teams that had a starting point guard. But I
Right.
think all the play with Victor Wembanyama, because you got to think about it. If you're a point guard, you trying to get there with Victor. You know, I mean, goddamn, let's go. You're gonna do
Right.
power to get the set up. You know,
What I will say about that is, I was a little bit nervous for Charlotte, but I will say this: they need two players. I think they need two starters. I'm gonna see what they do with Grant. I don't think they should trade Grant, but I can understand in them trading Grant, and stuff like that. But they need perimeter shooting or scoring, however you want to put it. To me, Connect is not a good defender compared to in college compared to Shepard. Shepard is a better defender. Castle is a better defender than Shepard. Ron Holland is a name that they keep throwing out. But the best defender in this draft, his name is Ryan Dunn. He cannot shoot. He has no creation whatsoever. But I do understand Charlotte feeling like they need another ball handler within that lineup. So I think if Castle comes in, personally, I would start him and push LaMelo to the 2 and let Miller play out at the 3. But then I'm like, okay, Charlotte, once again, and I'm always right every year when it comes to them, Charlotte needs to have another pick. It don't have to be this year, but I don't think they have the enough assets to go get a 2025 pick. But I think they need to try to see if they can get another player, whether he's a veteran or a young guy, preferably a guy that can play the 4 spot and stretch the floor and can hit. I prefer for him to hit more than threes, but because I feel like LaMelo and Miller are going to soak up so much of the offense as far as it when it comes to shooting, maybe a stretch four is all you need, a guy that can catch and shoot and kind of play in the not on the perimeter, I would say, but in the post and protect the rim a little bit. Because Mark Williams, unless he's gonna turn into an offensive weapon overnight, he's a non-factor offensively from a scoring perspective. I think he can bring down plenty of offensive rebounds and possibly get Charlotte's second chance points. But other than that, like, it's tricky with them because it's almost like they need a guy that can create from the perimeter, but that's good in the post area and on the block and stuff like that because of the lack of offense Mark Williams provides. And then the ability for LaMelo's not a downhill player like that. So he's more perimeter centric. And as a team, they have to get better at getting to the free throw line and hitting their threes.
Good call there, Purple. There's a lot. There's a lot going into it. A lot of different things that's in place. But it's definitely it's crazy, man, in the NBA. What about Victor Wembanyama? You think he's gonna be an All-Star next year? Because
Of
I heard
course.
Magic come out and say that he not only did he say the also I think he said that they. Magic, I was talking. He always say some wild shit. I mean, he came out and said that. Yeah, he said that the Spurs made the playoffs. About that.
Yeah.
I don't know about to make the playoffs.
You talking about the same guy that I think they said he was the first rookie to make the All NBA team or whatever. I think it was the All Defensive team, and something else he made. I was like, I seen that happening.
So you think the playoffs?
No, they're not ready yet.
We got. I thought Popovich should have retired. Popovich. He
You
said
know he not. I knew he wasn't. I said, oh, he didn't got Victor on. He got to stay around. I think he'll stay once.
he trying to add to his legacy.
Yeah, once Victor Maybe 2 playoff runs with Victor, maybe. But after that, I think, well, they said he's going to the front office, so he'll still be around to receive some of that credit when he do retire.
I'm with you there. I think that do something special. You know, who knows what's gonna happen with him in the front office, because he basically running shit anyway with the Spurs now. So it is what it is. Shout out to all y'all that's in the chat right now. We're gonna be back with it. Make sure you hit the like button and most definitely hit the subscribe button. You already know it's Flight Sports TV. We got content coming. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. We have breaking news.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.